everybody, we're back again for session 9. I love this. She's all like, what are you, the thinker now? Are you the philosopher in our family now?
Yes, Philip told me it'd be better to look off this way.
Oh, we know who.
Oh yeah.
Because Philip's staring directly at the camera.
Oh, always.
So she says. We cannot confirm nor deny.
Philip's breaking the fourth wall.
Oh my goodness.
Or would it be the fifth wall technically? Because like fourth wall game break would be to us, and then we break wall to chat.
I don't think there are any walls in this stream. What are you talking about?
That is true.
Very fair. Very fair.
Actually been the original Thinker statue before. I've seen it.
The original Thinker is sitting.
Oh, nice. I forgot.
Sitting.
Yeah, I forget what city that's in.
I bought my mom a Bigfoot statue doing the Thinker.
I know
Use it
that's
as a trophy
found it though.
For all their games and shenanigans.
It's in Paris, France.
Can you move the mic slightly closer to her, just a tad?
I'll scoot closer.
That works. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Because you were cutting in and out in a strange way. It was like kung fu. All right. Ooh, that's an interesting cup you have there.
Me? Just a red one.
Oh, all right.
Right, the red one.
Oh, you mean it's a small cup? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
You guys' mugs look huge on camera because of the fisheye effect of your camera lens. They look monstrous. That's why that
Coffee drinkers unite.
Coffee. Here we go.
Oh, cheers!
Although I think it's only been recent, right? That you and I only the last couple of years, like you and I never used to drink coffee.
Yeah.
It just became a thing.
Really, Artology, you've seen the Mona Lisa as well? That's
Not
cool.
super impressive.
Well, you know, from like, yeah, you just have to think
Isn't
of it
it
in
much
terms
smaller?
of.
Like, no, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I totally get why. Of course, it's not that impressive. What's impressive about it is, you know, how ahead of its time it was back then, and who painted it. Basically, I mean, Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Da Vinci was the. What's a good? He was like the Tesla or the Elon Musk or the Steve Jobs of that time, except he wasn't a jerk like Musk and Jobs. You know, he was one of those super geniuses. A lot of people don't know this about Da Vinci, but he wasn't just a painter and sculptor. He was also an architect, an engineer,
a theorist, a scientist, a sculptor.
Inventor. Yep. Yep.
You
Anyway,
got to see a Banksy exhibit today?
Oh, nice. I've heard a lot of good things about Banksy's art.
If you ever want
I've
a
heard
good
the name. I don't know what
movie
it
to
is.
watch, in regards to Banksy, would be Exit Through the Gift Shop. It's a great documentary. One of my favorites.
Oh, cool. Well, now, so we are back again for session 9 of the Isles in the Mist campaign in our Dungeons and Dragons, and we have our lovely regular Salty Soul Riders here too. We have all of our lovely D&D regulars and folks coming in and filtering in, and we appreciate you all so much. Big hugs to you. So we'll just do this again real quick. If there's any new folks hanging out, what we have here is myself, I'm StormyD, Storm Saga Games, and we have the lovely itsStarkitty, my significant other and moderator of the channel. And then over yonder, the other players, we have the lovely Druid IRL, who is also a fellow streamer. Make sure that you check out her stream. And her significant other, the amazing extirpatefate, who is also an amazing streamer. And he'll be on actually tomorrow night at roughly the same time, sometime, right?
Correct. Yeah, about an hour earlier, but yeah, same.
Right. And oh yeah, that's right. You started a little earlier. That's right. So yeah.
Of course, Salty, you're a regular in Stormy's chat.
Of course you are, Salty.
You have VIP badge.
Yeah, exactly. You do have the VIP badge. That's right. And if there's any of my other regulars who I haven't given a VIP badge, I need to fix that. But
And we've also got some lovely other streamers in chat as well too.
That's true.
Artology Inc.
Artology.
And Salty Soul Rider.
Salty Soul Rider.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of streaming, Druid, we missed you last week. I guess you were busy Tuesday and Friday.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Nope. Oh yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
So I wasn't able to. So it was a little bit of a rough week.
Oh, we
And
understand.
I'm just getting over being sick again.
Oh no way! And you still helped me the other day. Thank you. Were you feeling sick that day?
That was the start of it.
Oh wow! On Wednesday?
Yeah, I was like, I woke up in the morning and I was a little groggy, and then by the end of the day, I had like a really bad headache, and then I woke up the next day and I was like, I had the body aches and the ear ache and like everything just hurt, and then I ended up not streaming on Thursday, and then but I also had like a bunch of like other stuff, did like paperwork and stuff that I had to do, and then I ended up calling into work yesterday,
Oh man.
and then but I had to go to work for the second job this morning.
Oh.
So
So you toughed it out.
but I am feeling better. I'm feeling better.
Okay, good. Thank you for being here, and thank you for feeling better for yourself.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, we're gonna slightly change things up as we get started tonight. We're gonna do the usual. We're just gonna do it we're gonna do it in reverse. I'm gonna do the recap, and then I'm gonna have you guys share your own personal, individual. Whether you want to tell me about what stood out to your character or yourself, or just highlight something of note last week, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Are you gonna recap from Rylar's perspective?
No, that's a different thing. I'm just talking about the recap. The recap of the story for folks who might have missed it. If you've already seen I hope you guys have already seen the VOD or the YouTube video. And so yes, Aries is right. Feeling better and a new week coming up. That's right. So now we're gonna go ahead and go chat dark. Thank you guys for coming. Be sure to say hello to all the new folks coming in, and big hugs to you. And we'll see you in a couple hours or so for the intermission. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, so last week, you guys had basically come to the final mission of your multi-quest journey, your second major expedition, and you knew that it was going to be a challenge. You had scouted out and found the basically the budding, growing fortress of the hill giants. They had not completed it yet, but they were pretty far along. And you knew your mission was to stop them. You overheard them talking about some sort of leader and caravan that was coming, but you didn't feel like you were up to figuring out what that was yet, and that wasn't your mission anyway. Your mission was to take down these hill giants before they were able to entrench in this area. And so that's what you did. You guys took them on, and at first you were really clever and smart. You decided to, since you could speak Giantish and heard their conversation, and the big boss of the three of them left briefly, and you decided, okay, when he leaves, we're going to take out these other two, and then we'll decide what to do after that. Well, turns out that he had forgotten something and backtracked and came back and almost ambushed you guys in your mid-fight with the other two hill giants. However, you guys pulled out a sneaky combo from Lorkris, who was able to basically stunlock the hill giant, which, by the way, I did research after the fact on the internet. That is not the first time that somebody has experienced and done that exact same thing. And most of the chatter and talk on the internet regarding 5th Ed edition and that particular combination of moves, a fear effect mixed with the Sentinel attack of opportunity, all said the same thing. That basically, yeah, as long as you know, as long as the creature is still feared, it would try and leave by the best means necessary. And then obviously there are some DMs who said that they would fudge it or whatever. But you know, I like to adapt to the moment and see how it goes. And I feel like this particular hill giant was acting according to its nature, and you just were able to exploit it. And along with the Emillynn Ray's Fairy Fire, that made it even easier. And but at any rate, they eventually took down the hill giant team with boss and all, and found out a little inch closer to this mystery of this banner, this herald of the bleeding eye. And then they had found some loot there as well, and
lots and lots of loot.
And they headed back, and they briefly stopped in Novacrux village and didn't find anything of note there. However, a few days in their travel back to Misty City, they before they made it to the gate, again on night watch, on her watch, around roughly the same time, Fern sees the mysterious blue light from the way they came from. And so the only thing that's different about it this time is she is pretty sure that she woke up Lorkris, and Lorkris did not see it, even though it was still there in her visual range, at least for a brief few seconds. So a little bit more to explore there. And now they just made it back through the gate and gave a high five, not really, but gave a hello to
No, 100% you know Fern would do that.
Yeah, Fern would absolutely give a high five to Lieutenant Bruno.
Right.
Lieutenant Bruno? And,
Lieutenant Dan Bruno.
Yeah, Dan Bruno. Lieutenant Dan! and so that's where we're at.
Fern would high five, I'd wave, Lorkris would nod, Rylar would...
He would try and keep from falling off of Arshlock as he bucks him.
Yes.
I could just see Rylar going in for the high five and Arshlock's like, nope!
Yep, exactly. And so now you guys are on your way back to, report to the boss, Mr. Jocko.
Jocko!
Before we do that, though, look at that! It's Miss Everdeen. No, I'm just kidding. Fern, it's you.
I was about to say, were you gonna call her Katniss Everdeen?
I don't know why I was gonna say that. I don't know.
It's like...
I have no idea.
It is a wrong universe.
True. Wrong character, too.
Yeah.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, well, Miss Fern is way more interesting than Katniss Everdeen. Way more of a badass, too. Way more of a badass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys, I'm just so excited about how powerful my new spell was.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot wait to, lightning strike everything. As long as they're not dexterous.
As long as they're slow.
As long as they're slow. Because if they can move out of the way, then it would just be waste of a lot of magical power and stuff. But I felt like I did a really good job with my really powerful lightning spell. That was the highlight. But I'm also really mad about the blue light. Okay, that's it.
All right, so that's the main thing that stood out to you is how awesome your new call lightning is, and that you're frustrated about the blue light.
Yeah.
I understand.
We got a lot of things done, and that was pretty cool, but I kicked some ass.
All right, yes, you did. All right, let's see here then. Lorkris.
Hill giants. Oh goodness. Definitely going to be talking to Sylvis about man, those ideas he had about tripping up the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
That sentinel was clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, huh, that's why didn't I think of that before? Like, that's just that weird, like, wow, this seems so simple. Why not have tried that earlier? But yeah, broken.
Beautiful
Yes,
and amazing.
absolutely.
Not broken. Not broken.
Almost
no.
close.
I don't know what's worse, fear and sentinel or spike growth. One of the two's getting.
I mean, I've been really good about not using it.
I know. I thought that would have been great though if you throw down spark growth as a trying to get away. He's just stuck in there.
Well, it wouldn't have affected him because he would have been like not walking through it.
Yeah, crawling.
All right. Anything else to add, Lorkris?
Oh man. Also, it's interesting that bleeding eye. This is becoming quite prevalent, and we there's a lot of questions that need answering, and I'm sure Miss Ray will figure it out because she's the smart one.
I'll be spending a lot of time at the MGA library.
I bet.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of Miss Emillynn Ray, it's your turn.
So Philip, we're gonna need to have talks a little bit more about your attitude whenever we go into a fight. Starting to get on my nerves every time you flip-flop telling me we're all gonna die to we're all gonna live. No, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna live. You need to make up your mind and stick with one. And please stop telling me Lorkris is gonna die in every single fight. Yeah, I know it's happened a few times, but he did not go down this last one. You were there. You saw it, right? I mean, there's 3 freaking hill giants. Of course I was scared. But I couldn't show that scared side to everybody, because then, they lose confidence in me as the leader. So I gotta be as confident as I can. Fake it till you make it. You're the one who told me that. You know that, right? Yeah, you say you're a know-it-all, but you don't know everything. Anyways, yes, I know you help me write my reports and you make everything sound so much better, but hey, I've learned. Yes, we're gonna talk to Mr. Jocko, okay? You need to practice patience. I love you too.
All right. Well done. Nicely improv'd.
Great.
That is the best ever.
I know.
And I want that every time.
Okay. So,
Oh, no. Rylar.
She's not gonna let you get away with not giving his perspective. Rylar is part of the team.
That is so true.
yeah, so, I guess what stood out most to Rylar last week was he was really amazed at the teamwork, despite the fact that he also still feels guilty about accidentally
I forgot he did that.
hitting Lorkris in the back of the head with the black butt blaster.
Forgot about that.
The rain was beautiful.
Yeah, and he wants to, he's going to take that to heart though, and he's going to try harder. He's going to practice.
He's gonna work with
Practice
Silas to work on his aim. Or not Silas, Sylvis.
But he is so
Sylvis.
powerful.
Sylvis.
He's okay.
I don't know why we all accidentally messed that up, Sylvis.
Sylvis, Silas. Maybe his middle name is Silas and we don't know it.
Well, because it started with Silas, and then Stormy's like, no, it's not Silas, it's Sylvis. And then so, like, half of us remember that it's Sylvis, half of us remember that it's remember it as Silas.
Well, that was because
we're just kind of like, oh no.
Yeah, I misread my own handwriting when we first started.
I think it comes out of the same thing. Like, this morning we were discussing, like, okay, what's happening? What are the things we want to discuss? It was like, oh yeah, and she called it Novacrux, where we went to last, like in the very beginning, or like, no, that's Rheingold Colony. We had to swap the two.
Oh yeah, because I had messed up the map. Yeah.
So we're still getting that backwards.
It's okay though.
Yeah.
For those who don't know or aren't aware, what Lorkris Fate is talking about is that when we started the campaign not on stream to get to know each other and get a feel for each other's D&D tastes and you know, that kind of stuff and figure out that we were an amazing match for each other. We played for a few weeks, just like this, and over Discord, just obviously not streaming and not recording. And during that time, I had made the map, and in my own mind, when I created the map, I accidentally, when I was putting the names on the map, since I created it, I flip-flopped the names of the two central ruined, towns. That was the beginner area for adventures, and I had to. So the way it was described to them when we were actually playing, the names were flip-flopped backwards. So I ended up having to fix the map, and luckily, of course, we did that before we started this stream. So, and she had to go potty.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
She's crouched like a gremlin over there.
That's all right.
I think she's grabbing snacks.
Ah, that's understandable. Has Burb today? Is Burb okay? Not too
Burb is tolerable.
Okay.
As of now.
Cross our fingers, right?
Yeah.
Snack-ins.
Burb's not having a FOMO right now.
Yet.
Yeah, not yet. No.
Cross our fingers and knock on wood, right? All those.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
You don't see the look on our face go like, and then I'll leave the room, and that means I'm dealing with Burb.
So you guys are, since we're all done, you guys are through the gate. Where do you want to go first? Did you want to report to the MGA first? Some of the, or did you want to go to Mr. Jocko first?
Well,
maybe we should summon Mr. Jocko to the MGA and tell everybody at once. I don't know.
Well, because we only killed one of the flying creatures that we saw, which was the wyvern and stuff. So there's still one wyvern out there somewhere.
Well,
I don't know if we want to go tell the MGA.
I'm assuming you on the way back would have already written your report, and she would have. Did you draw any chunky hill giants?
Oh, she probably did,
No.
but
for the report, your character.
But normally,
of course I did.
We talk to Mr. Jocko before,
First, that's true.
and he submits the reports to the MGA.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Okay. So that's then, as usual, you will make your way over to see Mr. Jocko.
Stable the horses first.
Yeah. Obviously, as usual, you'll take them to the stables, and
so I don't get separated this time.
Yeah, give them a pat and give them an apple or a carrot or whatever they prefer.
Yep.
And give them some rubbins, and
pay for the stables for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Or however long. How long did we pay the stables for?
I think last time was for.
I think we don't have to pay because it's for adventurers and stuff. I don't remember.
Yeah. There's a contract with the guilds.
Oh. Okay.
So.
Yeah, but you gave the stable an extra gold because Foodie likes food.
No. That was a stable at another place.
Was that at a different place?
That was at a different place.
Oh.
That's right. That was when we fought the giant lobster.
That's right. Okay.
Well, I would give this stable an extra gold. Like my horse likes to eat, but not too much.
They won't take tips.
Even though I'm giving it to pay for food.
No, they won't take tips. because they're MGA sponsored and paid for by a guild pool. They take extra good care of mounts here. Like,
Oh, good.
they really pamper the hell out of the mounts.
Okay.
Philip, remind me to figure out how we donate to the guild pool.
All
Here's
right.
1 gold. Why just 1? It's for my horse's food. Duh.
So, just to recap, I'm sure you guys wrote down all the loots that you picked up, right?
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah.
I do believe, though, that
You
there
want
were...
me to tell you?
We haven't identified anything yet.
Yeah, you haven't identified... Well, that's right. You don't even... Did you pick up the identify spell at all yet? Or not?
I have it now. I picked up the ritual caster feat, so I could cast that spell ritually instead of
well
using the spell
then
slot.
wouldn't you have used that on the way back?
On the travel home?
Yeah, I would have.
Okay.
Where's my pencil?
Where's my DMG?
So if I'm not mistaken, the 3 things that we have that are unidentified is the cloak, the gloves, and the interesting looking stone.
Yeah.
Yes. A cloak, a fancy stone in a velvet bag, and some gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color's the cloak?
I'll tell you that after I
Okay.
First,
Okay.
first I'm going to start with the... I see you trying to put the DM on the spot. You're naughty.
What?
Right now it is a pixelated color in your brain. Because you don't know what color it
A
is.
pixelated color. Mm-hmm.
Pink.
I really want to go first to have a pink cape for no reason.
So the gloves are they're really interesting because their design, they're kind of a charcoal gray, tough, kind of that tough suede leather, but then they have little parts of them that have bands and slight rivets and of course they, you would have detected magic and found that all 3 of those items are magical. And basically the gloves are gloves of swimming and climbing. They have webbing right here, in between right here, and then rivets on the fingertips. And so they're designed to help. As gloves of swimming and climbing, basically what that means is when wearing these gloves, climbing and swimming don't cost extra movement. So it's not like difficult terrain, right? And you gain a +5 bonus on strength athletics checks made to climb or swim. And then the next thing was what again?
A cloak.
That was the next thing?
Or the fancy stone in a velvet bag.
Oh, okay.
I want to know what those stone is really bad.
All right, then I'll go for the cloak first. Just kidding. I mean, I am going to go for
He's
the...
doing that on purpose, just like the blue light.
Mm-hmm.
So
Plus,
+5.
Hmm?
+5.
Oh, +5 to athletics checks or
So the
strength checks.
cloak, you asked what color it is. It's blue with gold highlights and edging on it. It's pretty fancy looking, not like super fancy, but it's very nice. You're like, it's strange to have these gloves and this cloak like being held by hill giants. It's like, what are these from and for? But that cloak is a Cloak of Protection +1, which basically means it gives you a +1 bonus to AC and the saving throws while wearing it.
At least it's not fire engine red, right?
At least it's not fire engine red.
Wait, is that some sort of inside joke that I'm unaware of?
No, it's not a bright color, at
Yeah.
least.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a fire engine red cloak of protection +1?
I would imagine her do. Like, I would look at it and go, it better protect me from fire. Just flat out. But no, at least not with Lorkris. Maybe another character that I've created might enjoy the fire engine red. not this one.
Let's see.
I
I
know
already
which
have a Cloak of
character.
Protection +1.
You do?
Lorkris needs one.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we found it at the Eton,
Yeah.
right?
And then we traded it for a different one, so it had the better color.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, because my character likes blue. Just like I like blue.
So the stone in the fancy velvet bag looks like it's this polished agate, and it's basically what's called a Lux Stone, which means it gives you a +1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws while it's on your person.
Hey, who needs extra luck?
Is it +1 to what was it?
Ability checks and saving throws.
It's so shiny and pretty, and I really like it. But I don't think I need the thing.
So, Rylar says he thinks that Miss Fern should wear the cloak.
You have a cloak, Fern?
She probably does, but it's probably just plain. I don't know, maybe not.
I have a regular cloak that I really like it, but I think Lorkris should have it because he's always going to the front.
Rylar says, you sometimes do too.
So do you, Rylar.
Well, yeah, but I already got the most armor of everybody with my shield that you guys got me. Miss Fern is got the lowest armor rating, right?
Yeah, but I would then be equal to Lorkris, who goes into the front more often than I do.
Lorkris, are you wearing a cloak? I can speak.
No. His like gambeson is like a thin one, kind of like what I'm wearing right now. That's got a hood on it, but it's not really a cloak. He's used to the cold. He has resistance to cold. He lived in the mountains.
Yeah. So, what is your AC right now?
Mine?
Yeah,
17.
17 without the shield, right?
Correct.
Right. And then in Fern's AC is a 16,
That is correct.
and your AC is a.
17.
And you are already wearing a Cloak of Protection. Yeah, that's a different color than this one.
Yes, I have a navy blue cloak of protection.
This one is more of a kind of a electric blue with gold swirls that look like fancy leaves.
If you want it, Fern, you can have it, or we can see if the Magic Emporium has a different color that you prefer.
I definitely really think that Lorkris should have it though, because he does go up to the front more often than I do. And I really like my cloak. I promise I'm okay. But I really want Lorkris to have it.
Same offer to Lorkris. If you're not a fan of the blue, we can see if the Emporium will exchange colors.
Yeah, doesn't hurt to look.
Yeah, could always do that. Because who knows, maybe Fern might find something or a color she likes.
So real quick too, let's make a note. Since we're all in this mode on our way to Mr. Jocko, trotting or walking through town on the way back, because we've already stashed the horses. What are the?
We're walking our way through town.
Walking fast.
Why is that a smile?
Faces past and are homebound.
I was just say, and we're Jocko.
Why is that worth a smile?
Sorry, I just get that song stuck in my head.
What song?
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound.
All right.
I'm gonna keep doing that every time.
Right,
So
check.
what were the? Let's write down real quick. What were the missions that you guys accomplished? Because you're gonna have to report this to Mr. Jocko, right?
So we took out the giants.
Let's start with the first. Unless you want to work backwards through, that's fine. I'll write that down. So, hill giants.
Oh, so we did the caravan escort to Greenwood Township.
Yep.
We investigated the living forest near Farseeker Lake.
And we killed the thing.
All right, and then.
And we approve.
Well, but what more specifically? What did it turn out to be?
I know what this is
That
called.
was the Shambling Mound?
Yeah.
The corrupted
A
Shambling Mound.
corrupted one.
The corrupted Shambling Mound that had a will-o'-the-wisp partner.
Shambler and a willow. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, and then, but I think you're forgetting.
Scout Hill Giant north
Actually,
of
weren't
Novacrux
there
Village.
2 random encounters that you guys had happen?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, we
getting
have
to
the
it.
And it was the
We did the Manticore.
the Manticore and the Wyvern.
Yeah. We killed them both. We got the Manticore on when we were doing the escort. And then we did the...
Did we not take anything from the Wyvern?
No, we did.
Did we?
Because we were supposed to take... Because you chopped off his head. Or you chopped
Oh,
off
I
his
did.
head.
I did. Okay, sorry. It's ended up.
What did you?
yeah, so we
how
had
did
the
you
head
keep the wyvern's
failed.
head though? You chopped it off, but.
Yeah.
But we-
It's attached to the horse.
Yeah. It's hung
Oh,
on the
okay,
side
right,
of the
right,
horse
right,
with the tail.
That and the tail.
Because I remembered telling Lorkris to not tie the head to his horse in the middle of the night so the horse can sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
I don't know what we took from the Manticore though. Oh, we have the spikes, yeah?
The Manticore spikes, yes. Totally random question. The actual crate that the hill giant had, is that something we can use as a tangible item to carry things in or store stuff in? Or do we?
I'm
or do we not
confused.
take it? So, because we have the chest, right? Because I emptied the chest out.
Yeah, the chest
so
wasn't
it's
very
empty and
big.
easy to
I
carry.
don't see how you would have brought the crate home.
Okay, the crate is bigger than the chest.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought the crate was smaller than the chest, which I don't know why, but okay, we good.
Okay. Wait, which crate, which chest what are we talking about here? Are we talking about?
Well, the chest that we found that had the that had the 500 to 2,000 gold pieces that were unstamped and an unknown amount of gems.
Oh, that's right. You guys
That I
haven't
am-
tried to appraise the gems yet either, but that's cool.
Yeah, so I took those out and put it into a bag made of that bleeding eye banner so that the chest was lighter to carry so we could take it back.
Right. The chest was something you could take back, but I think I'd said that the crate is not something you would take back.
Got it. I missed that. No worries. Everything
right.
is cleared.
Look at you. You're like, I'm gonna salvage everything. I even want this box.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, we have a guild hall that I can now have a chest that we can stash in the guild hall and be like, this is where we're placing these things. Whether it be our party fund that we don't need to carry around or a portion of it or whatever. I don't know.
So
Well, you
Very
never
ethnic
know
art
when you're
with
going to
something
need a
special in
box.
it. You never
Yep.
know when you need a box.
All right. So,
Well crafted box.
all right. Just making sure. Have you decided who's getting what then? Because you guys, I'm sure you would have had a couple of days, or at least a day, after she had cast it. Since you could ritually cast it, there's no reason why you couldn't have done it all in one night. So, on the way back, you guys would have decided.
I mean, if Fern insists, Lorkris will take the cloak. Because if she wants him to be more protected, he's not going to turn that down because that in turn allows him to protect her more.
And plus, I really want your AC at an even number.
Is it the OCD
Druid has an issue with it being off.
for Druid, not for?
So who wants the gloves of swimming and climbing?
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. Fern might be good with that, especially with her being able to speak with animals.
Yeah.
Being able to go into the water and be able to move around freely, to be able to talk to any aquatic.
And then climb trees really quickly.
Yes, and so she
Yeah.
can climb trees and speak tree even more.
Yeah.
It's definitely fitting. Yeah.
And then in terms of the stone, I mean, arguably that would work for anybody.
I was gonna say Miss Ray should have that.
What
And
about
it's,
Rylar?
That's what I was thinking. Village next to me. I think it would be good for Rylar.
Rylar's like, what I need the lucky stone for?
Why not?
Because you are
Because I'm not the
very
I'm
special.
not the party leader.
But you are
Just because I'm the party
Worth
leader
it.
doesn't mean I should
my
have
heart.
this. What if I want you to have it, Rylar?
Well, you're the boss, but I think you should have it. Like, it'll help lots more for you than for me. I only have a few skills that I'm good at. You're good at lots of stuff.
He has a point.
I said something smart.
Yes.
Of course you did.
Well, but then again, it is a stone. If need be, I could always hand it over to somebody else if they need an extra boost in luck. So.
True.
Okay, so I'll hold on to the Lux Stone, and then, you know, if we ever run into a situation where somebody needs it, I'd be like, here, feel extra lucky.
Did you guys want to try and appraise the gems that were in the chest? I told you how much gold was in the chest, right?
It was
wait.
500 to 2,000 because her like investigation roll wasn't super high, but it was enough to be like, that's a good chunk of money.
Oh, well, you could.
That's a lot.
On the way back, you could have actually counted it, and so yeah, it turned out it was like 1,800 gold pieces. But now you need to do an appraisal on the gems.
How do we appraise the gems?
I don't know, investigation, specifically on the gems.
Good at that.
You would have, picked them all out and.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm bad at appraising, apparently. I got a 13.
Well, Rylar would have given you guidance.
That gives me, what, D4?
I think so. Maybe it's a D6. I don't know. Let's double check here.
I think it's a D4.
And Fern would be sitting there trying to help you out and stuff.
Somebody.
Trying to be
I'd
helpful.
be like, this is really
do the help.
shiny.
This is pretty. I like the color purple one.
Or she'd be like this with the gems.
Yeah.
Sticking them on her eyes. All right.
I can see you, Ms. Ray.
Yes, it is a D4.
Look at how pretty
14.
they are.
What did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Look at them. They're so pretty and stuff.
Yep. I can see you. It's like usually we have Mr. Jocko appraise the gems because I am bad at it. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently you are bad at it because you think I don't know. It's got a range, and so you're not sure. You decided, you know what? I don't even want to. Like, you didn't do bad, but you're not super confident. Whoa, what are those rocks? Some cool rocks.
Yeah,
Those are some-
look at how pretty they are. Look at
unknown
this
gems.
purple. There's this really cool. This one here. You know.
I could just see Fern going, ooh, what's this one, Ms. Ray? What's this one?
It's kind of like a heart, you know.
Starkitty, did you put the stone of good luck in your inventory?
Did you guys just hear my refrigerator?
No.
Okay, thank God. So,
Our refrigerator is so loud I did not hear a word you said.
yeah. Like, when it's
I was-
making ice, it's ungodly loud.
No worries.
It wakes us up from upstairs.
It does.
I was gonna say, did you put the stone of good luck in your inventory?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It also sometimes does this sound, this random thing. It just happens from time to time. I think it has to do with some sort of decondensation or something. I don't know. It's really weird. But I swear to God, it sounds like an army of masturbating gnomes.
Are you sure they're squirrels, Tony?
What?
Are you sure they're not masturbating squirrels?
No, I'm
Like,
pretty
on
sure
my
they're.
affiliate stream?
I'm pretty sure they're no.
You know, just a.
It does. It's just this sound. It's this weird sound. I
Somebody clip
I mean,
that.
it's just the weirdest freaking refrigerator.
Freaking
either.
immersion. Someone clip that.
Don't start that again.
Yeah.
All right. So, you asked me a question, then I got us distracted by the gnomes. What?
Oh, I just asked StarkItty if she put the Lux Stone in her inventory. I was just making sure I didn't keep a copy of it in the bag of holding, and then have like a wait. Who actually has it?
Yeah, a bag. That's funny. Is in the bag of holding, it'd be a waste because it is technically held in a pocket dimension, so it actually wouldn't work. You have to actually have it in your pocket or in your hand or hidden in a glove or a sleeve or in your
necklace
pouch.
Yeah.
You know, something.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I didn't have it like floating in there as a duplicated item to think that we have.
No, she took it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Cool.
basically, it just
Just
means
making sure.
plus $1 all your saves and skill checks.
Yeah. Does it stack with the Cloak of Protection?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's a luck bonus as opposed to a whatever bonus is on the. I mean, that may be wrong. I need to research it more fully, but I'm gonna make if it turns out I'm wrong for other 5e experts, I'm gonna house rule it, because at least back in the day in 3.5 there were different types of bonuses. They had luck bonuses, which are completely different than deflection bonuses and armor bonuses and all kinds of. So yeah, I view the luck bonus as a different one. And I think it does in 5th Ed too, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, with that, everything's divvied.
So that means my performance check is now at plus 12.
That's crazy.
That's hot.
All right, so you guys feeling pretty good. You traveled quite a ways, but you've actually been able to kind of recoup each, for the travel, camping out. You're gotten used to the camping expedition stuff, but it's always nice to come back to a place where you can, get cleaned
Go
up.
play in the garden.
Rest. Yeah, go play in the garden. Exactly. Yeah. And but first things first. Meeting with Mr. Jocko. You make your way into the guild hall, and as you go into the guild hall, you hear this what sounds like kind of grunting and shouting from behind, around the back part of the guild hall, and you kind of listen as you walk in. And you can tell that there's training going on back there, and so you just continue on in, and some changes have been made in the central area of the guild hall. It's been because he's been able to use the space more effectively, since he now has some other rooms, some other spaces to store and do stuff. Now things have been kind of rearranged a bit, and it's getting cleaned up a little bit more. It looks like Mr. Jocko has hired an assistant. A little halfling lady. You see her. He's having her do all kinds of organizing, and she's kind of. The way they're talking to each other, you're not sure if he's the boss or she's the boss, but you can tell that, he can. Kind of lets her take control of how to organize things, and the place is amazingly more clean and organized than it ever was before. And she's like I said, little halfling assistant, and she's cute as a button little thing. She's one of those kinds of people who's probably older than she looks, but she looks young. Even for a halfling, and just wearing kind of, regular but not, nicely kempt, not peasant style clothes. I guess kind of peasant clothes. You get what I'm saying. The medieval kind of clothes.
Simple clothes.
Yeah, and
They're on the top close.
he sees you guys come in, and and he says, "Oh look, it's my favorite people here in the house. Come on in, my loves. What y'all doing? Come meet the new assistant. This is Geranda."
Hello, Geranda. And Jocko, we've got
Geranda.
things to discuss.
Geranda?
By the way, Geranda is spelled with a G, not a J.
Can you spell it for me?
Well, just imagine Miranda with a G.
Okay, just making sure I heard you correctly.
Yep. And
Joranda.
he says, "Oh, it's good to see you all. What you all doing here? I understand good things about you. You all are the mighty Team 1, eh? Team A, yes, the Prime Team. Ooh. I've heard good things about you even before I came to work for Master Jocko.
Ooh, what did you hear?
Oh, that you were up and coming and rising stars and getting the attention of all kinds of folk. Definitely.
Oh. Well, guess what? We want to try to make Jocko Relics Hunters a ranked guild.
He says,
So we have goals and stuff, okay?
well, we'll have
You
to have a
better be
meeting,
taking
of
very good
course.
care of him, okay?
Oh, absolutely. We'll have to have a meeting on the side. I take it you're Miss Fern, right?
Yeah?
Then what, if you don't mind, I would love to come
the
see you in your garden sometime, and we can have a little meeting.
Please. We'll have a picnic and we can talk, okay?
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I have all kinds of wonderful plans to get this man's system organized and help him out so that we can get him going and get all of you going. We're gonna make this.
I don't know that.
Hmm.
I don't know that would make Miss Hooray very, very happy to have this place organized and stuff.
Well, I'm sure that the three of us then shall have a meeting in your garden. Isn't that right? You're just as beautiful as they say, Miss Miranda. I mean, Miss Emillynn. Where did I get?
I was like,
Miss Emillynn. No, that was a total miss.
I was like, who's Miranda?
I don't know. Because I came up with Geranda and yeah, all right.
Like as soon as she says Miranda, I'm like spinning in place, going, who?
Well, that was a brain fart moment. So, yeah, Miss Emillynn.
She is the most beautiful and wonderful of all the lands here.
Thank you,
Everyone
Fern.
needs to give her all of her money for her beautiful performance.
Fern is my hype woman.
The low-key hustler.
Just as she's Fate and I's the hype woman when it comes to the stream and the YouTube, she's awesome.
100%.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yep.
I'm terrible.
No, you're amazing. You're like the concert promoter deluxe. You're the agent. You would probably make an amazing Hollywood agent.
I won't have time for those people.
You just wouldn't have any patience to say no. You're like, this is just happening. No, you just don't say no. You're like Edna from The Incredibles. No.
I just don't accept no for an answer.
Okay.
So when you have my person come in here, right? Yeah. So when, not if, when, yeah, you pay them lots of money.
Just no capes.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
All right.
Yeah. The thing that sticks out to me the most about that movie is Edna going, no capes.
Yes, darling.
Anyways, yes,
So, Jocko,
Miranda,
we got lots
we'll
of stuff
definitely
for
have to
you.
have a meeting.
What was that, Fern?
Oh, Jocko, we got lots of stuff for you. We got lots of things to tell you. Miss Ray wrote it all down and stuff. And I drew the pictures.
He says, well, we're just about we were just about to take a break from some of the organizing, and Geranda says, oh no, we weren't. And he's like, well, I was trying to get us to take a break. Why don't we all go in to the office and have our meeting on your adventures? It's so good to see you. Your timing is excellent because honestly, we just had an excellent request for our guild. But we're at competition with another guild to potentially get this quest and so the fact that you all got here sooner is better. Uh-oh, what are we laughing at?
That's good.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the lovely art that is in Emmillynn's
going
okay.
in my report.
Yeah.
All right, no, you don't have to apologize for laughing about that. That's
I
awesome.
made the mistake of looking before it was all done.
Looking at Mr. Jocko and Duranda. Duranda, I'm very sorry for interrupting your organization, but we really need to have a discussion about our quest we just came back from, because Jocko, this is very important that we tell you now, that way we can let the MGA know what's going on.
He's all like, oh, I see. Well, of course, that makes sense. And
I'm like digging through my bag, and I've got like this much paperwork.
I understand,
Got a
but
couple ones.
just so you know, I hope you don't mind. I may have to send you out almost right away. This next mission is critical that we try. Not only is it critical for us to be able to actually, well, you know what? Let's talk more about it. Let's go have our meeting. You can do your report to me, or if you would rather know about the mission first, we can go to that way as well.
I'd like to report to you first, because like I said, this is of utmost importance that
All right.
the MGA
It is
knows
very, 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 very important.
what she said.
Well, let's hop to it then. Duranda, please sit in with us. Oh, of course, Daddy. And if the report is that important, then as soon as we're done with our meeting, while you are working out the other details of the meeting, I will run the report over to the MGA. That way, we'll be a step ahead of the game. How does that sound?
I show her my stack of papers. Like, this is my report
She looks at that.
from 3 different missions and some extras that we ran into on the way.
All right, you guys go and meet in the meeting room and sit down. He's actually turned. You go upstairs and he's turned one of the rooms up there. He's taken out a wall, and now there's a round table for meetings just like this in this setup. And so you all sit around the table, and he's ready to take notes and listen to what you all have to say.
Okay, I'll give you the too long didn't read my report.
The summary, yes, of course.
Escort to Grinovar Township went well, no hitches.
No. We did fight the Manticore.
We didn't fight it during the escort mission to Grinovar Township.
Yeah, you did.
We did?
Oh, we did.
You fought it on the way
Yeah, we
there.
did.
I thought it was after
Yeah.
that. Maybe
Nope.
before. Oh. Okay.
No, because that's when Lorkris accidentally tried to throw the, he cast light and yeet, but then it went on top of the caravan instead of on top, where
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Threw my shoulder out.
So retcon.
So yes. Grinovar Township escort mission went pretty well. We ran into the Manticore, so that's definitely another quest that can come off the board. We took care of that.
Manticore spikes.
Proof. After that, we went to the Farseeker Lake. Found out that it was a Shambling Mound accompanied by a Will-o'-the-Wisp.
Pulls
We
out
took
the
that
dark
out.
corrupted root.
Wait. What was that? The last part?
The dark corrupted root.
He sees that. This doesn't look like the regular machinations of a shambling mound.
Yes.
It was an aberration. It was completely corrupted. Absolutely.
I definitely want to read in detail that part of the report because that's unique.
There was no way to try to save it. The
I,
Will-o'-the-Wisp was shocking it, and then it would turn around and it would heal and stuff. Because the Will-o'-the-Wisp was like healing it and stuff.
It was quite a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
fascinating.
So after that, we made our way over to the Hill Giants. We ran into a wyvern on the way there.
A wyvern?
Yeah, that's. I have the head and the tail. It didn't want to drag it in here.
Yeah, it's outside.
Yeah.
All right.
We took out the wyvern. And then we found the 3 Hill Giants. We took care of the 3 Hill Giants.
Pulls out the toes. banner bag and unstamped gold.
We got lots of golden stuff.
I'm gonna hand him the note that we found, along with the translation that Lorkris and I did from giantish into.
Wait, move it closer. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the heck? Is the
this is
giant
right
wearing
here,
a loincloth?
Right here.
Is that the giant pile of shit?
Shambling Mound was like poop.
Is and the giant's wearing a big square condom? What is that?
Dad, kitty cat.
That's his.
Look at the wyvern.
What's that? It looks like a flying rat.
Sorry, I lost it.
That's a rat dragon. Wow. Okay, that's phenomenal. Oh my god.
Jocko, just to note, there might be another rat dragon flying around. We saw two, but encountered one.
Jocko, regarding the hill giants, since Lorkris and I can both speak and understand giant, apparently there's a caravan that's making its way over to that fortress area that they were trying to build up.
He says, wait a minute. I don't have any report of any about caravans going that direction.
Not our caravans.
What do you mean, not our
Caravan
caravan?
of like evil monsters and stuff.
The captain or the leader of the three hill giants, the way we were able to take care of them is the leader was leaving to go meet this caravan.
So wait, back up a second. One of the giants was a boss giant?
Yes, it was very intelligent to begin with.
An intelligent
Or a
hill
giant.
giant.
An
Or a
intelligent
giant.
hill giant.
And you're saying that it
Received orders.
It was going to leave to go meet this caravan that was supposed to come into this fortress area that they were building.
are
So
the
when
orders
he
included in
left-
your report?
Yes.
Okay, go on, continue. He flips through.
I'm like, it's right here. Here's
Yeah.
the translation too. So he left. We came in, started fighting the two, and then all of a sudden he came back, and we had to take out all three. So, as far as we know, that caravan is still making its way to that fortress area, and I think it has to
Or
do
has
with this
already been
banner.
Oh,
Which is like, the same thing that, the hobgoblin.
Remember when we went to...
right, the hobgoblin
Right.
captain in Novacrux village that you all defeated, yes?
You can
Yeah.
see why I'm
They're
like, we
carrying the
need to
same-
discuss.
They're flying the same banner.
So this is why this is really, really important, because we think everything is all tied.
Well,
Yes.
I must share that there's some development since you all been gone amongst the MGA. They've been giving a bit more intelligence reports to all the guilds. Obviously, the higher ranked guilds probably had this information already, but now they've changed some of their policies and they're a bit more forthcoming. That's good news. There's additional good news that I'll tell you about in a moment. Basically, don't let me forget to tell you this part. They created a new payment system based both a rating system and a payment system for the various types of missions and foes that you might face. So yes, we'll go over that. Just don't let me forget. But now I've forgotten what was the first thing that I said.
There's been some new
He scratches his
developments.
head. What was that?
There's been some new developments.
New developments and new intelligence that.
Oh yes, now they've shared a bit more intelligence with the rest of us guilds, especially the ones that are trying to make waves, and you guys actually are starting to get some attention. And
Oh yeah, we know.
What do you mean you know?
met another adventurer group out there, and they're like, "You guys are from Jocko's, right?" We're like, "Yeah. How did you know?"
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
They
That's
didn't
good.
tell us who they were with, but
So they didn't tell us who they were, but they told us who they were with.
What guild were they from?
They were from Goliath Almighty.
Oh, that.
Goliath.
Okay.
Something Almighty.
They're based over on the east side of town. Not they're one of the few unranked guilds over on that side of town.
They wouldn't tell us what their names were.
Well, that's understandable that the smaller guilds would be a little bit more careful about that sort of thing, I suppose.
I don't understand why.
Well, you know.
They knew our names.
I don't know. You know, some people need to just be a little bit more cautious. Perhaps maybe it's just their way. Who knows?
Fern, some people prefer their privacy.
So the intelligence reports. Let's
Yes.
get back focused on the intelligence reports have shared that apparently the forces within the Golgothian mines that have kept the ranked guilds so busy all this time are a concerted army of monstrous enemies coming somewhere deep within the mines. And they are all under this banner, this herald that you spoke of. They're calling it the intelligence reports, because they don't know more, are calling it the cult of the bloody eye. And apparently this is the banner that all the forces are organizing against. Now, not necessarily every encounter that you experience out there is going to be affiliated with this group, but the most organized forces are definitely. It's kind of it's disturbing, because it means there's some greater force leading them. And what's really disturbing is they can't seem to stem the tide. As powerful as the ranked guilds are, they can't seem to make any headway deeper into their mines. They're stymied and stopped at certain points, and it seems like an endless supply of monsters have been spilling up from the deeper depths of the mines. Obviously, we're not ready for that yet, but eventually, perhaps we can get there. But it echoes what you all have shared, that you found this banner with these hill giants. What's even more disturbing, obviously, is that they have found that, despite the fact that the ranked guilds have them basically stopped cold in the mines, somehow or another they're still making their way out somewhere. And this is this is disturbing. We must find this leak, this hole that allows the monsters. It doesn't seem like they can come out in large numbers, though.
I feel like they're probably coming out of like the Iron Crest Hills or something. That seems like the best place.
Well, possibly. There
And that's
definitely
also
some.
considering where the caravan is coming from, is over there.
Out of character, you didn't hear that it was coming from there. What made you think that?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Well, because like we were up there in the Iron Crest Hills, and the giant was going to go get a caravan, so that's the thought process.
So yeah, he says, well, it is possible. There is. It's entirely possible that there is an exit over there. So.
Or that there's more than one army. And in the Iron Crest Hills is another group of them, either about to emerge or are biding their time for something. Might have to do with that large storm cloud over towards what was it? Lorkris is gonna pull out the map of the Frontier Isles and be like, kind of by towards the spire. Not 100% sure, it was a long way off, but there was a storm brewing.
Yeah, then now that you got to see that far to the north, you got to see that. That's something that's been in the reports for as long as Misty City has been founded. Apparently that those dark clouds over that area have always been there. And it's kind of part of one of the mysteries of the island, as it were. But again, it's taken us this long to push this far, and you all have made some dramatic headway in a short period of time. Well, now that I've shared with you that little detail about the intelligence reports, and then of course now I'm going to tell you about the new system that they've come up with. Apparently they've they have developed their own internal. There's been enough over the years data that has been collected regarding all the beasties and creatures that roam the island from time to time. Of course, there's always anomalies, things that are new and unique and different. But despite that, they have come up with a sort of a rating system for all of them. And they've decided that from now on they're going to use a payment system based upon that, that as it were, sort of challenge rating for the creatures. And the best news about it is the MGA has decided they have pulled extra resources from their sources on back on the mainland, and they're ultimately going to invest even further into this because they see both the promise of it and the challenge of it. So just to clarify, if you want to write this down for your own personal notes, the way their system works is each creature has a challenge rating, and you can actually go to the next time that you make it to the quest hall. You can take a look at their book. They have a book. They've made multiple copies, and adventurers can take a look at it. Actually, it's a growing list, basically, of the monsters and the challenge ratings. And their new payment system is quite simplified. It's 500 per challenge rating, 500 gold per challenge rating, and occasionally there are additional bonuses when there are enough of them combined together. It basically add on cascading bonuses. That part is a little bit more complicated. They haven't quite worked out all the details of that yet, so it'll be kind of on the fly, as it were. But that will simplify things, and it means potentially greater wealth for the guilds. And of course, it also means greater wealth for you all. So
we found so much gold for you, Jocko.
We found a lot of stuff on our questing, but we at least let the MGA know as soon as possible that there's going to be other people going to that hill giant place.
Well, yes, that's important that we do that, not only because we don't want the cleanup crew going there first.
Yeah.
That could be disastrous. That's typically...
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to want to actually send... they're going to probably create a new quest just for that. Because if that was the boss of the hill giant boss, then it's entirely possible that that caravan could be gold plus
really,
or platinum
really
level.
strong.
It could be quite dangerous.
Yeah, we have no idea how many people are coming in this caravan.
That is quite disturbing. Geranda, yes, love. Can you get that over right away, please? She says, yes, of course. I'll go over there now. I suppose that I'll see you all over there soon for some of the things that you all want to do. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes.
She's gonna grab your report, and he says, before you go, let me take a few good notes of this. He goes through and makes some notes, and then hands it to her. And he says, so, now would you all like to hear the special mission that we have been... So, this was kicked our direction. It's a high priority mission for us. Now, technically speaking, the Dragoons have also made some progress right now. Their team has done well for themselves. Not quite as impressive as you all have done, but still, they've made some progress. And so because of that, the MGA has kicked this quest directly to us and them, whichever team can get to it first. And
Us.
but I have to say that I rallied hard for us to get this, and so I'm glad that you are back in time, because I believe that you basically beat their team back from their missions, whatever they're working on right now.
So what's the quest?
It's very important. Apparently, some VIP in the MGA had a one of their progeny, one of their children, was an adventurer in one of the guilds. They had sponsored them as an adventurer in one of the guilds, and apparently again, this VIP in the MGA, the quest doesn't detail who that is, but this VIP was distraught when they found that you may have seen a mission on the board of a silver team that had gone to investigate the bog witches in the Goldothian swamp.
Don't tell me that was that team.
Pardon?
Don't tell me that person was on that team.
What team?
The one that went to... Wait. Am I remembering the mission correctly? Go back to my notes.
So you didn't meet this team. You did not meet this team.
No, I'm trying to remember what happened with the team. No, the team hasn't returned yet.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. So he says, so you may have seen the quest. It was basically basically a potential search and rescue mission of the silver team who took on the bog witches quest and had not returned.
Okay.
Well, we've basically been requested to do this as soon as possible. How quickly I know you just got back from the field, how much of a rest do you all need? How quickly can you be prepared to go back? Tomorrow? That soon?
I mean, if this is of utmost importance, the sooner we can get out there to find out what happened to this team, the better.
I just want a little bit of time to spend in the garden. That's all.
All right. That if that will be enough for you, make sure you provision yourself. Let's have a look see at the treasure and of course you all can potentially go provision yourselves further at the MGA's out of character. What did I call it again? Emporium.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to go plant the oak tree that I found.
So
I have to go plant that in the garden.
we hand over 1,800 gold to Jocko and the bag of gems.
Okay. By the way, specifically it was 1,813 gold, so somebody hadn't completely counted it exactly, but if that matters to you, 1,813. And then the gems, he quickly appraises them, and the gems are worth 2,000 gold themselves, the gems and jewels.
Ooh, they were so shiny.
Okay, so...
And we get 10%.
Yeah, so basically it was what, 3813?
Yes.
Did your report also include the magic items that you guys are keeping?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's all like...
Yeah, I add into the report what everybody wants me to
Right.
add into the report. So if Fern's like, tell them about the blue light, I'll be like, oh, blue light?
So, your report said the blue light. You saw it again.
Well, hold on. Fern, did we establish whether you had me include the blue light in my reports or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to know if anybody else has seen it, okay?
Okay.
Nobody else has seen it. And I tried to show it to Lorkris, but he couldn't see it, but I could. So I don't know.
Well?
Is there somebody around on the island that's also another druid?
There aren't too many druids. I do believe that a couple of the ranked guilds have druids on their teams. I don't believe that the MGA has any sponsored druids. As
Maybe
far
we
as I
could
know,
talk to
it's...
another druid and see if, they could see it too, because maybe that's a thing.
Well, I believe that they're all in the Goldothian mines right now. I'm sorry, it's going to be something you'll have to figure out yourself, I suppose.
Can somebody send a bird over there or something? Hey! Ito daw. But yes, I've seen it recently.
All right, so you
Nobody
guys
else
have.
can see it.
I'm taking, once he converts the gems and jewels, that's what 3813 that you can get 10% of.
Yeah.
So she's
318 gold. Wait, no, sorry.
382 gold.
82.
And now he's all like, with the new payment system, you all are we're gonna make out like bandits for what you all accomplished. You all ready for that? Let's do the assessment of that.
Sorry. What was the total? It was 3813.
Yeah, so 382 gold is 10%. Divided by 5 is about 76 gold each.
Okay.
That's including our party fund that we put money into.
78, you said?
76.
76 gold.
What?
Bringing some stuff up here. Let's see here. Let's see. Man, you guys. Jeez.
I was supposed to say, you're the one who created the missions out of character.
What does that do?
The way you're like, geez, you guys are making out like bandits.
Well,
New challenge rating system.
well, yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's just part of the thing. So he says he actually pulls out and he says, of course they give the guilds a summarized book of the kind of some of the main monsters that might be faced on the main part of the island, and so I have this here, and you guys can look at it when you want to. He pulls it out to do the assessment real quick of how much he guesstimates that we're going to make from this, and he's like, all right, make sure that I got everything noted here. 2 hill giants with the hill giant boss. A
Wyvern?
corrupted shambling mound.
Yes.
Yeah.
A will-o'-the-wisp.
Yes.
A manticore.
Yes.
And a wyvern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where would you like me to start?
Let's start at the top with the hill giants.
Well, looks like he shows you in the book. Regular hill giant is your challenge rating 5. A boss hill giant would be a challenge rating 6. So basically, if you do the math on that, that's a challenge rating 16. So that would be 16,000 divided by 2. So 8,000 gold for that mission alone. Is that right? Is my math right? And
I missed it. 8. Oh, never mind. We're good. I have it. He has it. Yeah.
So it's 500 gold per challenge rating. The regular hill giants are challenge rating 5. So that's 5.
the boss is a 6, so it's 16. The total challenge rating 16. So you
Okay.
basically just divide that in 2. It's 8 times
Times 5.
times 1,000. I mean, if you do it by 1,000 and divide it by 2, it's 16,000 divided by 2, right? Because it's 500 per, not 1,000 per.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the easy way to do the math in my
Yeah,
head
it's
is
just doing the easy math. No, I got you. I'm following.
Okay. All right. So what
and
about
then the Shambling Mound. So by the way, he thinks that probably because it was 3 hill giants together with the hill giant boss, It will probably have a cascading bonus. We would guess probably an extra 1,000. So call that 9,000. And then the Shambling Mound is a challenge rating 5 on their scale. And the Will-o'-the-Wisp is a challenge rating 2. So that's 7,000 divided by 2 is 3,500. But again, because of the way you described how they were synergistic with each other, it'd probably be a bonus of 500. So that puts it at an even 4,000, right?
These are guesstimates until the MG8 makes their final determinations.
Of course. Manticore, challenge rating 3, so you're looking at 1,500. And a Wyvern is a beefy challenge rating 6, so you're looking at 3,000.
$17,500.
Is that what you come up with too?
Yep.
Well done. Well done indeed.
What is that 10%?
That's going to be 1,750 gold.
Yeah.
Of course, 10% of the loot that you found there in the chest. Did you already distribute that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is just a guesstimate right now, Fern, until the MGA makes their final determinations. Is Jocko is adding in possible bonuses based on we may or may not get them.
Beautiful.
All right. So, did you all have any other? Do you all have any other questions for me?
Mm-mm.
How are you?
What? Doing good. Staying busy.
How's Team 2?
Team 2 is doing good. They're training. They were going to be part of the cleanup crew heading out to your area after you left, but I'm gonna. Since we're obviously going to adjust that, I think I'll send them with the cleanup crew that's going to go out to the other area that you all. The Shambling Forest.
Yeah, don't send them to the fort. Not yet.
Oh well, again, I don't think there's going to be. I think the MGA will want to send something more robust that way.
There was also an owl bear.
Oh yeah, about the owl bear.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have the owl bear too.
Yeah, I forgot about the owl bear that found us while we were camping.
Let's see. Yeah, that is.
was in the middle of us scoping out for the giants.
So that is a challenge rating 3. So that's another 1,500.
Cool.
So add another.
So you were at 18,500.
You're at 17,500.
17,500. So now it's going to be basically
19,000 even.
no, 17. Yeah, 19,000. Yeah.
Jocko, we made lots and lots of money. I hope they just rounded up to like 20,000. That would be really cool. Considering we did
Tell you
all
what.
in a few.
Tell you what, I'm out of our own
With about
coffers.
1,000.
I'm gonna give you all 10% of what I think it'll be, and I'm gonna give you all the bonus because I'm so proud of what you all did. Here's the 2,000 gold for you. He goes and he pulls out of your own out of the gems and basically gives you all the gems, the 2,000 gems, golden gems.
So how much?
400 each.
400 each.
That's including our party fund.
Wow. Oh, I added too many zeros. I got too excited. Woo! I got the money to spend.
The music isn't too loud, is it, guys?
It's
Oh, we can't hear it.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Okay. All right. I guess so. Mr. Jocko asked you if you have any other questions. He's going to give you the mission briefing. Basically, it's just as you thought. Here, I'll go over here to the full map scene. The full map scene. You basically need to find the fastest route directly over to the Goldothian Swamp. It's not marked Goldothian Swamp. It's basically the swamp that's to the east of the Goldothian mines. You guys see?
It's kind of right along the coast. Not
Is
quite
that
on the coast,
is it that like off-colored section?
It's grayish looking. Yeah, it's right above the.
It's north of the
lake.
The lake.
Yeah,
past the
Dulamar
hills.
Lake.
That's where we killed that one thing with the 3 heads.
A chimera.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Right. So. Yes.
Well, we could go through that village and say hi again.
Oh yeah.
It
Ask
says
him how he is doing and stuff.
the mission is a little bit more critical than that. I think you need to go more of a straight shot to the swamp.
Well, I mean, it's a stopping point if we need to resupply for anything.
Oh, like if you want to come back that way?
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah, but I believe that,
Especially
like I said,
if we find the team and they need medical attention.
well, it has been effectively 2 weeks now.
Oh.
It's been some time since they've been gone. Apparently, the administration here of the MGA here on the island is not too hopeful that you'll find survivors, but at the very least, they want you to find remains if you can.
I'm remaining hopeful that they're all still alive.
It's going to be a tough mission for sure.
Well, I mean, we did find people that were captured once. You know? And if these are witches, they probably have them captured and chained up somewhere. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't really know anything about witches.
When you mentions bog witches, would Lorkris know anything about bog witches more than potential stories?
Witches, right?
I know. So,
I mean, you can roll knowledge.
I'm gonna roll history, see if I know anything.
You can roll history. I mean, I think you can roll history. I'll let you roll history. They're not really a natural thing. So
27.
okay, nice.
would I roll nature?
No, you
Does
roll
that have to
history.
be-
Roll history. Okay. Nope. I know maybe like offhand stories.
What did you roll?
Yeah. It's 8.
No, you don't know anything. The DC was minimum of 10. So
Yeah.
you've never heard of bog witches, basically.
Other than they're witches that live in a bog.
Yeah, that's about all. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's inferred. Okay.
I mean, tribally, you will
Witch.
have heard of shamans and witches, that live in swamps, but, you were kind of sheltered in the mountains, kind of a completely different environment, so.
Yeah.
And Fern was the most sheltered of all, so, I mean, it's definitely like, she has some natural knowledges, like about nature, for example, natural knowledges, but yeah, those are like somehow innately that she just understands things about nature without having been taught them. But I forgot what your skills are again.
Fern?
Yes, Fern.
So, I'm still proficient in Arcana, history, insight, nature, and perception,
I thought
but
we were
I
gonna-
still like to pretend like I don't know anything about history.
I thought we were gonna
Because-
fix the Arcana one.
It switched it definitely, when we fixed it, it dropped it down, but that's because it's an intelligence thing.
No, I mean, I thought we had picked a different proficiency for you.
Yeah.
What are the ones that you have tick marked right now again?
I have Arcana, History, Insight, Nature, Perception, Stealth, and Survival.
I didn't hear the last two.
Stealth and survival.
Stealth and Survival.
And you don't have nature?
It said Nature.
Oh, you
Nature,
did say
Perception.
nature. Okay. Yeah. So I think you really should switch your take it off athletics and put it on.
You mean Arcana?
Animal handling. That's what we had discussed, wasn't it?
You mean Arcana for animal handling?
What did I say?
Athletics.
Sorry. Yes. Take it off Arcana. I really said athletics. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And put it on animal handling because that's what we had discussed that one night. I guess you didn't get a chance to change it on your sheet. So
I thought I did though. That's why I'm confused because I thought I did. But I'll go in and fix it now.
I also don't. I'm surprised that you have history on there too, because I mean I guess you would have learned and absorbed a lot from Lady Solana.
I mean, some skills come from the background you choose for your character as well.
No, I know, but I also like to play around. Like if we can change that, it needs to fit because their characters are a bit unique. Will it let you change it? Does it force it because of your background?
Go to your background.
That's the only problem with using the digital tool is that it doesn't, like, if you have a certain background, like it really like
yeah, it is because of my background.
What was your background that you picked again?
I picked Sage. I don't know why I don't think I even picked it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's an automatic one. It's not one that you can actually select.
Yeah, it auto-picked it.
Okay. Well, we could probably fix it on the on the break.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. It's not like it needs to be fixed now, but I definitely think that, yeah, like you need to drop Arcana for animal handling and probably drop History for something like acrobatics or, because your character was found in the forest living amongst the animals, right?
Yes.
So I can see why your character might be more acrobatic.
Oh, what are the two that I had picked?
I don't remember.
It's all right. It's all right for now. Worst case scenario is you can have one that's on the D&D Beyond, and then if you want to make a paper one that's the actual skills, maybe print it out and then just change it or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys.
You can do a custom background. You can pick which one.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do custom background?
I think I fixed it.
Cool.
Yeah, they have the option to do custom background.
Oh, right on. So then it does. So I was maligning the tool improperly. Okay.
Anyway.
So continuing onward. So you basically have been given the mission briefing. Is there any questions that you guys have about reading the mission briefing? And anything for Mr. Jocko before you guys go hang out in your garden in your home, your rooms.
In terms of expositioning it, because you don't need to make it a whole massive ordeal, but I think in the light of recent events, Lorkris would want to go to the weaponsmith and see if he can commission a custom +1 club for Fern.
So if you remember correctly, the weaponsmith that you guys go to, he can only do Masterworks items. They don't have an enchanter hired to be able to
that's right.
do magic weapons yet. but it doesn't mean you can't potentially find one at the Emporium.
Yeah. I'd say we can ask around the Emporium.
Yeah, and then we can exposition that. If we find someone, we find someone. If we don't, we don't. That's fair.
All right. So then, what all do you guys want to do? So then, yeah, we'll just, like you said, we'll exposition it. You guys have talked to Mr. Jocko. You've learned about the new mission that you get to go do for these guys. By the way, he points out that it's because it's being sponsored by a VIP. Since you're trying to find, potentially rescue or find the remains of one of their family members. It's a big mission. It's the mission reward is 15K, not including whatever it is, whatever money you get for what you face.
Ooh, 15K. And by the way, Stormy, I fixed it.
Awesome. So what do you have now for your skills?
I picked acrobatics and medicine because I'm proficient in an herbalism kit.
That makes perfect sense.
Which I figured would make sense.
Yeah. So now
that was something that I distinctly don't remember ever selecting. So that's that, and like I remember trying to find it. Then we kind of like fast forwarded and stuff, and then I forgot to go back and fix it again.
So tell me what skills you have.
100% my bad.
No, it's all good. It's no big deal. Just tell me what skills you have currently.
Nah, I have acrobatics, acrobatics, insight, medicine, nature, perception, stealth, and survival.
Perfect. All those fit your character.
There we go. We fixed it.
Yes, you did. What? Oh, you had a look in your face. So, it's almost 8. Did you guys want to use this moment, since we're going to basically start the next quest after this? This is a good...
Yeah.
All right. Let's go do our snackins and peens break.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. I'm gonna put it
so patiently.
I will put it on intermission maps now, and we'll be right back, guys.
I have a walnut in my pocket.
Hi guys, we're back again. Gonna have our little snack while we chat with you guys for intermission time. How is everybody? I see Lord Brett is here. Are you still there, Lord Brett? He says, "Greetings, Lord Storm. Songs from Rheingold Colony speak of your barbaric ways, yet your compassion for halflings." As a matter of fact, tonight, the party members got to meet the new assistant to the guild, Geranda, the halfling administrator / secretary. He is still here there. Excellent, my brother. Yes. Yeah, the guild now has a lovely little halfling assistant. She supports Guildmaster Mr. Jocko. He's gonna help him get organized. While he's really good at keeping solid records, he's really bad at keeping them organized. And she's gonna help straighten him up.
It's a muffin, Brett.
Yes, we're both having the same thing. It's not a regular kind of muffin though. It's one of those. It's all vegetable. It's gluten-free and made of all veggies.
With some blueberries.
Yeah, well, blueberries. And then we put some almond butter on top of it.
Hey Patrick, if you're still there, what kind of D&D character did you make today?
Is the Tater Lord still here? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you today. It was out. Sounds tasty? Yeah, it is tasty. It's different. It's cool because it's healthy. It's not super unhealthy. And then it's like, Looks like we chuckled at Ares. And how do you know what gnome masturbating sounds like, Stormy? He clipped it too. How deliciously evil of you. The awesome athletic throw that will enter the history books at what not to do when you yeet the light. Ares must have stepped away. All right, since we're done with our intermission.
Patrick.
Say again?
I said hi, Patrick. I hydrated. Hydration.
Oh, right on, brother. Awesome.
Let's see.
Yeah, we grabbed us a little snack. We have these veggie blueberry muffins, and then we put some almond butter on them.
Ooh.
Sounds yummy.
You can find them in the grocery store in the frozen section. They're healthy. They're a healthy option.
Ooh.
Oh, I've had those before. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, there we go.
There
I
you
had
go.
to take Stormy out of the picture.
Yeah, it tries to focus on faces. It's that smart of a camera. It can actually differentiate.
Aries clip of the gnome fapping refrigerator. That's great.
Yes, those blueberry muffins are really good. We found them one day just randomly while we were going through the frozen section. We were first attracted to the banana chocolate chip ones, but Stormy can't do chocolate. And then we found the
That's a
blueberry
bummer.
ones.
Ooh. The blueberry ones. Do they scare you?
Ooh. Berry. Boo.
How's Burb?
Burb is sad. He
Uh-oh.
just wants to snuggle.
Bird now has FOMO.
Oh no, she's screaming.
No, I took her downstairs
Okay.
so she wouldn't do the scream.
That's
Nice.
because
Give her a
Bird
little
knows
bit
she's
of
famous
attention.
on stream.
Yeah. Right.
She does know.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get started soon. Just want to finish up this energy boost.
So what do you guys think about these bog witches, huh?
Oh shit.
I definitely think this is a druid theory that we're gonna find them chained up somewhere. Kind of. I have like bog witches like in my brain. Like the first thing that pops in my head is like, hag ravens.
The first thing that comes to mind for me is the three bog witches from Witcher 3.
The first thing that comes to mind for me will probably shock you guys. When I hear the word bog witch, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that evil, nasty circus zookeeper witch in The Last Unicorn.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's an animated movie from the 80s that had the main character was voiced by Jeff Bridges, and the female character, I forget who she was voiced by, but there were several well-known actors who were voicing the characters, and it's a great movie. If you ever get a chance, I think you can watch it for free on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mia Farrow.
Yeah, Mia Farrow was the female lead. But even the other characters, I think even like several of the other characters were. Oh yeah, there was another character that was Roddy McDowell, I think, played one of the characters.
Jeff Bridges was the prince. Alan Arkin, Christopher Lee,
Was I right about Roddy McDowell? Or is that
Angela Lansbury.
Maybe I'm wrong about Roddy McDowell. I thought he was in it.
Let me see.
Okay.
No, it's not in there.
Oh, okay. Must be thinking of a different movie.
Wow,
By the way, it sounds interesting.
The movie came out in 1982.
Oh. Okay. Definitely have to give it a try. Give it a shot.
Wikipedia says the film grossed $6.5 million in the U.S.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Bear with me. I'm using this time to do a little bit of prep here.
Did we discern whether or not the MGA, the Emporium for the club, or did that take too long?
I'm sorry, what?
Did we decide whether or not the Emporium has?
You haven't gone to the
but,
Emporium yet. I figured that you guys want to do some shopping. We'll do that briefly.
Oh, I thought you were going to exposition all of that.
Well, but we can't really exposition you doing some shopping because wasn't there stuff that you wanted to do?
Mainly we wanted to find an enchanter and see if we could swap out the Cloak of Protection color for a different colored cloak.
So to answer your question, it turns out now there are no other Cloak of Protections at the moment.
No worries.
In their inventory, so.
Rub some dirt on it.
Which Rylar prestidigitation.
Yeah. Every time I'm just like, dust it.
Oh, chicken. Saturdays are her least favorite days of the week.
She had tons of playtime today.
I know. And she got some outside time. Oh, chicken.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Taco Bell brought back their Mexican pizza.
Oh yeah, I meant to go get one yesterday or Thursday.
I guess I know where we're eating lunch tomorrow.
Yep. I'm not a big fan of Taco Bell, but I definitely like the Mexican pizza. You know,
I like their double deckers, but they don't really offer that anymore.
That's true. They don't.
I'm so disappointed.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
I liked the Cool Ranch Dorito taco too that they stopped carrying too.
Oh yeah.
I love the Cool Ranch Doritos so much.
Yep.
Using that Cool Ranch Dorito taco shell and a cheesy gordita crunch is perfection. Yum, yum.
I like their tostada too. It was simple and yummy.
As long as the tostada is not stale.
Yeah, that's true. It's terrible when the tostada is stale.
Very true.
There's this other place we like to go to that's local called Rosa's. They're Rosa's Tortilla Factory. Their flour tortillas are amazing, and I like their tostadas. But unfortunately, we like to eat at home and not eat them there. And so what happens is the meat and the beans that are on the tostada, by the time it gets home, it makes the tostada soggy, and then it just kind of ruins the whole experience of eating a crunchy tostada.
Yeah.
Unlike Taco Bell's, which I guess
it resists the sog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
but
because
that's
they're
from
full
the
of
preservatives.
Yeah.
It's from the gross. Anyway.
All right.
I cannot wait to watch the no refrigerator clip.
Whoa, what was this? What?
It's the clip that Aries did earlier.
Oh, the clip. Yeah, I know.
I cannot wait to watch that later.
Ditto. Thank you very much for grabbing that, Aries. You're the best. And I wonder who else has made it. The Salty Soul Rider's here. Awesome. I hope he's still here. Did Dagoth make it? Hey, Banana Tom made it tonight. Fantastic. And Dagoth did make it. Woohoo! You're the man, brother. I appreciate you. Of course, I know he's on vacation or something, or on a trip with Venus. So hopefully they're having fun. And yeah, I mean, if they're here, which is awesome. So, all right. Well, I guess we're pretty much done with that was kind of actually a long intermission. You guys ready to get back into it?
At least for our intermission screen, it's not that. Let's all go to the lobby.
God.
Found a clue. All right.
Okay.
Let us be off.
Where is this silly book? Up there. Is it there? Oh. See, D&D Beyond is so, like, it's funny how it's just not consistent.
Look at all of those great rolls that you just wasted. You wasted them. You got a 10 on your D10.
No.
You got the-
It's just testing them. Making sure it's still on my side.
You want to roll one of my D20s so you don't
No.
waste all of your good rolls?
No, because then I'm gonna pass that juju on to you, and then the Lorkris will have hats.
I'm
Sorry.
ever rolling dice. It's usually like 5d6, and then I play Yahtzee with myself.
Nice.
I
I just
have
want to play a good game of Liar's Dice again.
Liar's Dice.
I like the game.
What was that one game that Square Bear taught me? Were you around for it? Where we had to roll dice
Mm-mm.
and do stuff? I don't remember.
Vaguely,
It was like
but I
3
don't-
dice and like you rolled them and you were trying to get like a number.
I don't know.
Especially, there's a lot of dice games out there.
Yeah. We're playing one right now. Shocker.
Shocker. Not to be confused with the blue one.
Yeah, I was about to say, not to go with Blue Shocker. I can't wait till there's more colors.
There's the purple beamer, blue shocker, black butt blaster,
And then the rainbow.
and then the rainbow poop.
Is it rainbow poop?
I don't remember.
No, I think
But I
that's,
think
I think that was right. All right.
yeah, rainbow poop.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate your patience. We're back to it. We'll see you guys at the end of the session. Love you all.
Okie
Okay. So back to you guys. Let me go back to. So did you want to go? I guess you would rather exposition it. You said you'd rather keep what you have and not worry about getting new gear.
Does the Emporium know of an enchanter?
So they
I think
when
we
you
talked-
when you talk to them about that's a good question. When you go talk to them about that, they tell you that the MGA since they decided to upgrade their investment in the area, they have sent for an enchanter to be to an official enchanter to come, and they say there used to be one on the island, but they apparently had retired and left, and the MGA that was a private enchanter, and this one is MGA sponsored, and they're supposedly on a ship on their way here now. So, but
Ooh.
by the time by the time they get here, you guys will be out on your mission again.
I wonder if there's gonna be more people to come join teams and stuff too. Because then maybe we could try to get a team 3.
So, you guys are ready to go?
Yes.
Yes.
No more shopping? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well then, you guys rest up in the garden, and of course your rooms, and you get a good night's rest. Yes.
Quick question. Did I take it we might figure this out when we come back, but did the MGA give a final answer on what our take was for our quests?
Well,
so we had an
the
estimate
boss
written
already
down.
gave you his gave you your
Well, we won't get paid for these missions until we get back. Did we get paid for our previous mission?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
no,
wanna make sure
you're
that's-
normally paid the next day.
Okay.
And
Okay.
in this instance, basically, Mr. Jocko decided to give you your pay, your cut out
Okay.
of the gold that you
Yeah.
brought. And so
Okay.
you'll since you have to go on the mission the next day or in the morning, you won't know until you get back. Does that answer your question? You know.
That's fine.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
So just to make sure, knowing that you guys are going to face off against what you suspect are potential bog witches. One, did you want to try and look for any particular gear? And two, did you want to potentially look at any guild quests that might be in that area? If you remember correctly, there was one guild quest that was in that area that had not been taken yet.
So before we do that, my 27 roll for history, what is that? What do I remember about bog witches?
There's not enough information.
Oh, okay.
The quest is, that's the thing about this mission and why it turned out to be worse than it is. It's been, it's investigate reports of bog witches at the Goldothian Swamp. A silver team from the other unranked guild has not returned after taking this quest.
Oh.
So
the other one
there's
is-
not enough information. There's supposedly potentially bog witches out there. No one knows what kind of bog witches they were, or if there was more than one or not. That was just the rumor from some scout teams that had wandered through that area but had not engaged.
Okay.
And
Trouble the fire.
as it turns out, no one else, the silver team that went missing on that quest had also taken, they were even greedier than you guys were. They grabbed up 2 gold quests on their roster. One was the take out or investigate the bog witches, and the other was investigate the sighting of the giant bipedal frogs in the hills south of the Goldothian Swamp. And since they never returned, that mission is still on the board. So,
Yeah, we might as well grab that one too.
So you guys want to?
Sure.
Oh, we're gonna investigate giant frogs.
Witches
That's
and
cool.
frogs.
Yeah, obviously
Witches and
the
frogs.
since the other one is at the hills south of the Goldothian Swamp, and since the other mission is more critical, you'd want to go do
The bog first.
the bog
yeah.
witches first, and then come south. Correct? I just want to clarify.
Yes.
All right. Well, now it just comes down to, let's switch over to the full map scene, and you guys can tell me what route you want to take to get to the swamp,
Well,
because there are lots of options.
Can we
take
just
the
do
road to the mines and then veer off from there, but
Okay. So Captain says maybe you should take the road to the mines and veer off from there. What do you guys think?
Well, we could just cut through the pasture.
Yeah, we could just do that arcing cut through the grass lines, and then the forest that connects the hills area where we saw the will-o'-the-wisps to the Novacrux village. We could cut through that.
Yeah, cut
So
through that gap.
just so you know, normally, typically a straight line is the faster route, right? But because of the terrain, moving through grasslands and a hilly area, Emillynn Ray's idea is a good one because the road would allow you to move at basically double speed that you would across the plains.
Okay.
And so it would probably shave it. Like if you were to just cut straight across and go all the way over to the Goliath swamp, you're looking at 7 days to get there, or 6 days and 7 nights. Or no, wait, 7 days and 6 nights. Okay. But if you do what she suggested, go on the road, and the thing about the road is you can basically move hardcore speed at gallop speed, right? You can,
Okay.
And without risk to the horses. And then you know, you just got to pick the point where you veer up if you want to go along the river there, which is like you said, past where you saw the will-o'-the-wisps, right?
Yeah.
And then just kind of. I mean, basically, it'd be like you would be following the river up towards the Golgothian mines, but then you would end up actually veering left just past those hills, those hills that are. I think you see what hills I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Cool. And that'll basically cut out probably. Almost 2 days, well not 2 days, a day. So you're looking at 6 days and 5 nights instead of 7 days and 6 nights. That make sense?
Okie dokie.
So as long as Stormy doesn't roll random encounters
Right.
for us, we should be fine.
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind the other part of that idea, going along the road, is that is a safe area. You don't have to. It's mostly 100%. It's 90% safe. So you probably don't have to worry about random encounters along that road until you start to veer north. So, and that's the case in this instance.
Okay.
And one last bonus thing is that if you guys want to, you can stop at your favorite rest stop.
Yeah.
Now we won't role play that, but we'll say that first night that you stop, as you guys make your way high speed on the horses, really letting them run free. The horses love this, by the way. Just running across the road as fast as they can. You guys make incredible time.
I'm sure Rylar's horse is just like zoom.
Yeah.
And Rylar's like, what?
Yeah, he's holding on for dear life as luckily his horse feels like a camaraderie with the other horses, and so he just kind of follows what the other horses are doing. Rylar basically just kind of holds on for dear life.
Just really quick though, I just want to say when we are there, Fern gathers all the things to make pie again and stuff, and then we just do all that kind of like cutesy stuff, whatever.
All right, real quick, let's you and I roll. What did I have us roll? Survival to cook?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna roll survival. You and Rylar as we make the peach pie. Was it?
It was an apple pie?
No, I don't think it was apple. It was.
No.
I think it was.
It was an
I
apple
don't think it
peach
was a
berry
peach pie.
It was what?
It was a mixed fruit pie.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I thought I said it was a peach pie, but I could be wrong. Was it something else? Did somebody write it? Did you
I
write?
think it was a peach pie.
Think it was a peach pie. Okay.
I think you are right.
All right. Well, what did you roll on your survival check?
I got a 24.
Nice. Right. Nice. Rylar got an 18. So the two of you together make another delicious peach pie that will actually. Didn't I have it give you guys bonuses before?
It was one temporary hit point.
Yeah. So you guys have one temporary HP for the whole next day. Don't write it down because it's not going to matter.
No.
Oh, because I think you let us keep the temporary HP until we actually had to use it, but
I did,
could
but
be
it was
wrong.
for one day though.
Oh.
It wasn't permanent. It was just until the next day. For the next day. So, at any rate, you guys continue onward the next day after enjoying your time in your sacred grove, your secret mystical grove, and as you race your way along the road, and you see once you eventually come to evening time, you go a little bit farther. Keep going as you leave the road and start going north, because then you can stop in the grasslands, and you find a small little copse of trees. You can't call it a forest, it's just a copse of trees not far from the river. And you make camp that night, and there's a tiny chance for a random encounter that night.
I swear.
But yeah, no random encounter that night. So you so it's 2 nights. So am I right that there's going to be 3 more nights?
Yep.
As you make your way up the river, you find that there's a nice
Oh,
trail.
I thought it was 4 nights and 5 days instead of 6.
Yeah,
No.
it was going to be 7 days and 6 nights. So now it's going to
Okay,
be.
never mind. Yeah. Sorry.
So it's 5 nights and or 5 days and 6 days.
6
and
days,
5
5 nights.
So 3 more nights up the river. You find that there's a nice trail, not a road per se, but a trail that you can tell has been used by plenty of adventurers, probably the ranked guilds who've made their way up to the Goldothian mines in the past, and this is kind of a regular route. So you make your way past that forested area where you guys, now granted you're pretty far east of where you had found those will-o'-the-wisps deep in the forest, but yeah, you end up having a camp for the night. Basically, as you can see looking at the map, right in between that forested spot and those hills and that kind of empty spot. Does that make?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that night, as you guys rest, it's. I want to make sure I wrote it down. Where is it?
Lorkris, Rylar, Fern, Emillynn.
Damn it! I wanted to look, but Lorkris, Rylar, Fern, Emillynn. LRF.
Next time, just
FE.
tell us which watch it happens on, and we'll let you know who's on watch.
Fair enough. Okay. And that night is uneventful, other than you hear spooky sounds coming from the forest. It's probably just, there's spooky animal noises coming from the forest, and but it's uneventful.
And Fern talks to them.
Of course she does.
They don't talk back.
They don't talk back. It's okay.
All right, so now we have 2 more nights, right?
Yep.
3 more days, 2 more nights. All right. This time you're making your way. You find a place to. No, so here's the thing. You've been on the eastern side of the river, but eventually you're going to have to be on the western side of it. Did you want to try and fjord the river here, or hope to find up in the hills a spot that might be thinner where you can go across more easily?
Thinner? Where we can go across more easily.
Yeah.
Can I make a good assumption with a roller?
Sure, roll me a survival. Rylar roll 2, I suppose. What'd you get?
19.
Nice. Yeah, you're confident that the way rivers usually run through hills, there should be a point where, an easier spot to cross over. Right here, it's pretty deep and wide. So, but usually when a river cuts through hills, there's going to be these moments where you can find a easier place to cross. So, you continue onward, and yeah, sure enough, you do find a place to cross over just past those hills, and so now you're in that area that's you're up there just south of the Goldothian mines, but you're now on the west side of the river. Yeah. And so the next night, so it's just 2 more nights. So interestingly enough, nothing happens that night. You find yourself in a place you've never been before. Of course, these hills is very thick, and this area, although you see the hills and the forest in the distance, but you're still kind of out in the grasslands, right? The greenish grasslands, staying on the edge. But now you've cut off away from the river and are basically cutting across the land just to the north of those hills. And you're going to be entering those trees kind of soonish, and you'll end up finding. Actually, now we're going to have a potential random encounter during the day and during the night. We have one more night. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So now one during the day, but apparently you guys again hear all kinds of manner of interesting noises and creatures in the distance, in the hills, but nothing of note. Now of course the river's far behind you, and that night is also quiet. It's almost made you nervous because almost every time you guys have gone out before, you've run into creatures on the way. But now you are basically at the edge of that area. You see where there's that, I believe it's another river that looks like it spills out from the Golgothian Mountains into the swamp. You've come to the edge of that river and you see the bog beyond it. And it looks like that typical kind of, it's that, it's a swamp that's very similar to the Never-Ending Story. So, lots of spots where you can walk horses across land, but there's also deceptively thick, muddy, and little pools of water here and there, and those trees that grow up out and have the moss and fungus and slime hanging down like drapes.
I don't think we should bring the horses in here.
Are there any ROUSs?
What did you say?
Asked if there's any ROUSs. Rodents of unusual size.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have to worry about spitting fire and stuff?
Yeah, this is like the fire swamp.
You don't see any spitting fire or ROS.
Okay.
Yes.
We're making a movie reference.
I totally got both of
Oh,
them.
trust me, we get the reference. It's
Okay, good. Just checking.
it's in my top 10 movies.
Yes.
Hey,
It's
at
a
least
movie I've
Misty City
seen.
doesn't need a brute squad.
That's great.
You believe.
So what do you all want to do?
Anyways, I kind of think that we should not bring the horses in here. I would be really upset if we had to, heal them up because they broke a leg or something.
Rylar's like, but if we leave them here in this scary area, won't they get maybe it? But you could talk to them like you did before, and we just leave them free, and then if they have to run, they can run away.
I mean, I can.
Yeah, if they have to run, they can run back to the special grove, and we can find them there.
Yeah.
So do you want to ritually cast your speak with animals and?
I'm going to ritually cast Speak with Animals.
So you end up having a conversation. Do you want to role play that conversation, or you just want to basically give them their
pretty
orders?
much,
Okay.
I'm going to tell them I don't want them to get hurt trying to walk through the fog and stuff. So they're going to have to stay out here. But remember, you're going to have to make sure that, you guys are watching out for anything scary. And if anything tries to come and kill them, they have to go run all the way back to the sacred, place with, the sacred happy place.
They are very happy that you're not taking them into the swamps, and they agree to your terms.
Be safe, okay, you guys? Don't forget to look out for anything scary, okay? And
The horses, in their horse speak, they say, "Oh yeah, we've gotten good watching you guys do your watches. We're gonna practice doing it the way you do."
Oh, you're so good, horses.
Yes, and the horse names, refresh my memory. Wait, no, I got it. We got Booty, right? We got and Lorkris is Cade, right? And then we have Fern's is Cake, and Rylar is Arschlock. Okay, those are the horse names. The horses are happy you're not taking them into a swamp, because they don't want to go out Atreyu style. No, Atreyu was the guy. What was the horse's name? Come on, the famous scene from Neverending Story where Atreyu lost his horse in the swamp.
Oh no.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a while. All right. Yep. Yeah. They don't want to go out that way. They explained to you. Yeah, they're happy about that because normally, you know, when they were free roaming horses before they got to be Artax was the name of the horse. Yeah. You know, in the past when they were free roaming horses, they, you know, their kind would never go into the swamp. That's just not a smart thing to do. They were worried about you guys. Actually, they're like, "Are you sure you're going to go in there?" And you know, they try and talk you out.
Okay.
So, all right, but they're on their way.
You guys are the best horses, okay?
So it's gonna. Where you're at now is a good spot to camp one more time. Wait, no, we already did all the nights, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the morning then. And it's time for you to wander into the swamp, and the horses are gonna hang out and graze in this area.
Don't forget.
So, you guys, now it's gonna be finding, you know, what's your mission?
We're going to try to find the bog witches.
Are you looking for?
We're trying to find the team.
Right. So.
Is there... Hey guys, do you think I should try to talk to a tree or something? Or do you think I should try to speak to like any animal? Is there any animals or birds or anything around here?
Oh yeah. There's lizards and frogs and owls hooting. It's a spooky, like Halloween style swamp, right? And it's since it's close to. I mean, it's morning, but it's cloudy in this area. And in the bog itself just you know, keeps it's all spooky and dark, and there's all manner of creatures. You just tell me a swamp creature that you want to talk to, and I'll tell you if it's there or not.
I want to talk to... Is there like a vulture or like some sort of big bird or something? Or, I mean, I could talk to an owl too. Fine.
Well, the owls you'd have to track over for, but you definitely see nearby picking at the remains of some sort of dead beast. You definitely see a vulture. It's closer and easier to get to.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the vulture.
Okay. So yeah, how long does the spell last? Because you already ritually casted it, right?
10 minutes.
Okay. Well, you still have 5 minutes left after your conversation with Horn. Unless you would have wanted to cast it again, it's up to you.
I would want to cast it again, so just in case.
Okay, all right. So you ritually cast it again. Basically, you take 30 minutes for this, but that's all right. So.
But.
No. That's wise. So now I'm going to go back to the RP scene for folks, since we're now near the swamp. So now you guys need to make your way over to where the vulture's at. It sees you and it looks like it's getting ready to fly away, but you know.
And I'm going to be like, hold on, my friend. I have a question for you. My name is Fern.
The vulture looks over at you and it's like,
What, human wants to speak to me?
Yes. You look very important, so I was wondering if I could ask you a couple of questions.
I didn't eat that adventure.
It rolls its eyes.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't eat it.
No. I'm just trying. So we are here to try to find some of our friends. And so I was just kind of wondering if you... Okay, I have a couple of questions. So first, I hear that there's witches out here. Have you ever seen them?
Oh yes, very, very much so. They're terrible. You gotta
How many
stay
are
away
there?
from them, because they will eat you. Like I like to eat dead things. They will eat you if you're not dead. But they do weird experiments and stuff.
Oh no, how many are there? Is there like about as many as like my friends are? Or is there less than us?
I don't know how numbers work.
Okay, so
There's
there are
There's-
like, is there a group of them? Of witches?
yeah, there's like that one and that one and that one.
Okay, so there are 3 of them. Okay.
I think so, but they
Um,
also have some other weird monster things. Sometimes, I don't know, I don't go over that way, but sometimes the owls tell stories. You know, when they're willing to talk to us, they're so snooty.
Oh, that happens sometimes, yeah.
Mm.
So okay, so we're out here looking for some of our friends,
I didn't eat them.
but they came out here when they were alive. And we think that the witches took them.
When was that?
Like 14 days ago, so that's
Oh,
a
no,
lot
it's
of
longer
days
than that
ago.
now. So it was 2 weeks before you left. So 2 weeks plus the 6 days it took you to get here. So it's been about 3 weeks now.
So it's been like 3 weeks.
What?
Almost a whole month. Almost a whole change of the moon.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I don't know what a week is, but I know what you mean about the moon.
Yeah, so it's almost been the whole rotation of the moon, okay? So it's been a really long time.
Yeah, there was some really dumb,
So-
shiny people going through here about then. I remember a lot of them got killed. I didn't eat
A
them.
lot of them got killed.
Well, okay, I may have had a little bite or two.
Where? Okay, can you tell me if it's close to here so we can? Because we're trying to retrieve their bodies.
No, it wasn't close to here. It was much farther to that way and then that way.
He basically points northwest, so deep into the marsh. We'll go
Okay,
back to the full map real quick. Just effectively, he's kind of pointing out. He says
It's almost to the coastline. Up at the edge of
Is
the
that about
hills,
how
at the
far
edge
the-
of the swamp.
Edge of the swamp. Okay. So is that about where the witches are?
Yeah, that's where they are, because we're supposed to stay a lot far away from them.
We're trying to kill the witches.
Oh. Are you going to eat them?
I mean, we're going to take their toes, but you can eat the rest of them if you want.
Oh, really? I don't think witches
Yeah.
would taste very good, but I will try.
I don't really know, but I'm sure that it would be a delicacy to have something.
So all this
Such
time
as
you
a
guys are
witch.
hearing between the two.
I'll look at Emillynn and like mockingly in giant mimic the same thing.
In giant, you'll mimic
Just-
the same. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you going, I think the inflection is more like this.
So when he does that, the vulture looks at you and says,
That one over there is stupid. He doesn't understand our language at all.
No. They are very jealous that they don't get to talk to animals, so they like to try to pick on me for it. Okay, but they are very nice. But they don't know how to talk to animals like I do.
Oh.
They're very jealous that I get to talk to you because you're so cool.
Oh.
So. Okay. So the witches are like pretty close to the coastline, and most of the most of our friends are dead now.
Well,
do you
not
think,
all of
would
them.
you
Maybe
be willing to?
like I know that there was definitely if you go that direction and you go that way and you go that way, you'll probably come to the battle site where they were found, and you'll find their bodies. But I don't know if they're all dead. The witches like to keep prisoners too. Because they've done this with other adventurers in the past who were stupid enough to go into that area.
Okay. So I
Sorry,
have
he didn't say
another
adventurers. He
question
said
for you.
people. Well, he would know. He would sort of know what adventurers are in his own
He would
language.
know that there are people, and I would infer. Okay.
He calls them
Shiny
explorers,
They're
not
shiny
adventurers.
people.
Ow.
Okay. So I have one more final question for you, and this is a really big question ask, okay?
He says, okay, but can I have some meat or something? I'm hungry, and then I will give you information. Isn't that what you guys do? Like to trade things?
I love to trade things. So listen, okay? I do not have any meat on me right now. However,
You don't? Does one of your friends have some meat on them?
I'm gonna turn to Lorkris while I'm still talking.
You would have some
Fern.
jerky on you as part of your trail rations.
No, is she asking Lorkris in vulture speak?
Hey Lorkris, do you happen to have any meat or something?
Well,
Okay, now I'm speaking in common. Hey Lorkris, do you have any meat on you that I can give to our friend?
I have jerky,
That is probably okay.
meat.
Okay. So I give. Okay. So this is dried meat. And then, actually, okay, then I have to go back to speaking vulture.
Mhm.
Here's some dry meat for you.
So
Is this okay?
the vulture hops over close to you, seems a little wary, but then it snaps the meat right out of your hand and almost takes your finger with it.
He's like, it's not very fresh, but it's very tasty.
Oh, good. Okay, so I have a really big question asked for you, okay? Would you be willing to kind of show us how to get to where the battle was? And if you hang around pretty close, if there is anything dead, you can eat it, okay? And I will make sure that it's very easy for you to eat it if you show us how to get there.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no! Mean!
What'd you
I
get?
only have a +1. 18.
Oh, it kind of thinks for a second and is like,
Okay.
You are so good. So my spell is going to end soon, so I'm not going to be able to understand you. But I can definitely infer what you mean. And I can cast the spell again later to talk to you, okay?
So you just want to follow me until we get there, but you can't fly, can you?
I can fly, so we're going to be a little slow.
Oh, so you want me to stick around with... You're gonna have to feed me lots of meat then.
Oh, we will, okay? And I'm going to go over to the dead animal that he was eating originally.
uh-huh.
And I'm going to just look at Lorkris and be like, hey Lorkris, can you help get some of the meat off of this so we can feed our friend while he shows us how to get to where the battle was?
Wait, battle? Battle? What?
I'm gonna fill you in just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, this is our friend. Oh, while my spell is still up, do you have a name, friend? I'm talking to the vulture.
So
Do
I know you
have
are.
a name?
Real quick, I just wanted to clarify that the dead carcass of the animal is a carcass of some sort of swamp weasel. And now, what was your question there, Fern?
What was your name? What do your friends call you to tell, like, so you know that they are talking to you?
We don't have names. That's a weird thing that you bipedal peoples do.
Is it okay if I just call you friend?
Okay. You're very friendly.
thank
Normally the hunters and the explorer peoples like to shoo us away and shoot arrows and throw things at us.
Well, they are stupid, okay? I don't like them very much either. I have a tendency to make them really, really mad at me because, you know, I don't understand. It's a lot more fun to talk to animals.
Oh. Okay. Well, so you want me to just kind of fly from tree to tree until you catch up to me?
That would be really, really amazing.
Okay. All right. So you guys are gonna basically.
Then I tell my friends everything about the conversation that we just had.
All right. So now you can
And there
have.
are 3 witches and all that stuff, and
Right.
they keep prisoners and do experiments.
Rylar says,
Oh, that sounds terrible. Oh my goodness. We got to go check it out.
Yeah, we have to go there really quickly. That's the reason why I was like, pretty adamant about having our friend show us how to get there.
Miss Fern, it's very cool how you're always able to help talk to the animals. That's really neato. It helps us a whole bunch, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Miss Ray?
It does. Just some of these languages are a little, on the ears.
Like on the ears.
But yes,
know what?
I very appreciate
Okay.
you, Fern, for being able to speak with our animal friends.
They're so much more fun to talk to than a lot of humans are.
What
Except you
about
guys.
what about us? Are they more fun to talk to than us, Miss Fern?
You guys are my #1 friends, and then all of the animals, and then everybody else.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are #1, and then it's animals, and then it's Jocko, and all of it are people there, and then it's more animals, and then it's the rest of people.
right. Nice.
I'll make sure not to put that in my report.
Oh, I don't care. I was actually going to say that plants are actually like above all the other people as well. So plants that are in there, that are in the list. But anyways, we need to get going. We're kind of in a rush now.
Okay. So you guys, I'm gonna have you and Rylar do survival checks to help the team track through the swamp and not get stuck in the bog and the mud as you make your way. It's gonna take you, some time to make it. All right, what'd you get?
25.
Wow. Okay. I think Rylar got a 15, so he helps a little bit, but you're able to help the party navigate. It's still muddy and mucky and gross, right? It's slow traveling.
Is this stinky?
And it's stinky. Yeah, it's a stinky
It's
bog.
so stinky and gross.
Yeah, but
Is
I
there a lot of
think
dragonflies
your
and
character actually kind of likes it. You feel at home there. You feel like, because there's all kinds of neat, lichens and fungus and interesting kind of plants growing that you don't normally get to see and interact with. And
can Lorkris 100% start gathering some of those things for Solana?
oh
Or
yeah,
attempt to?
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Can I help?
I'm surprised you didn't take a sample of the Shambling Mound, the Shambler for her.
I grabbed the heart.
Oh, you did.
But
That's
you
right.
haven't
That's right.
Yeah.
You did. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Anything you'd like me to roll, or is it just a gimme?
for what?
For the stuff here in the bog for
No,
Solana?
no. I figure you're just collecting,
Okay.
stuff that you find. Yeah. No,
Cool. Just
don't really
checking.
need to. I mean, if you want, I forget. Do you have nature as a skill?
I do.
Then yeah. If you want to go ahead and roll nature.
20 total.
Oh yeah. You find some really good samples of things that you haven't seen before.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. And sure enough, up ahead in the distance, it's getting late in the day, and because of the clouds and the position of the sun and everything, it's kind of dark and spooky. I mean, you can still see there's still like occasionally bits of light streaming through, but now it's the overhang and the growth and think the movie Swamp Thing, only more mud and less water, and it's just very thick through here. And it's getting grayer, which is interesting. The outer skirts of the swamp was very green, like you would expect, but now as you go deeper towards this northwest spot, and I'm gonna go back to this scene here, you guys, it's getting grayer and grayer. Even the plants in the mud, it's like everything's losing its color. And but you still hear all the different sounds and frogs and lizards and birds but the deeper in you go, the quieter it gets. Almost as if the animals kind of steer clear of this area. But yeah, so basically several hours in, hours of travel in, it's late afternoon. The vulture comes hopping back to you and tells you, and it kind of motions for you to, and you get to look around, and with your crazy perception, you do note up ahead. It looks like there's a small campsite on a little hillock with next to a pretty big tree and some bushes. It looked like a pretty decent campsite, and you see but it looks like there's a makeshift, a pack tent, and it's kind of partially torn down, and it looks like you can see the there was a campfire there that's all, of course, cold now, but you also notice it looks like now as you get a little bit closer, you see a corpse with a shield sticking up out of the mud, and like random bits all around, and as you get closer to the scene, yeah, it looks like there was definitely some sort of battle here. There's char marks from magic. There's body parts strewn about. There's definitely what looks like a full corpse and a mutilated corpse. It's not the same as the full corpse. The full corpse is obviously, after 3 weeks in a bog, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's heavily, like the creatures of this area would have just gone to town on this thing. So it's practically just a skeleton.
Are they pretty much bone?
It's, well, for the most part, it's just slimy, gross bits of rotting flesh clinging to the bones, and still maggots and just really and ants in different parts, and it's just very just disgusting. But it definitely looks like there was a fight here, and based upon the gear that you see available here, do you think that these folks were woefully unprepared to be here, that they really just made a terrible decision, and this was the result of that terrible decision? And from looking,
can I see the head of these adventurers and stuff?
What do you mean? Yeah, like I said, one's a full body, and then you see this dismembered, like there's parts strewn about from the one that was dismembered. And so yeah,
Okay,
you find there's skulls, yeah.
Okay, because
Actually,
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
at least bring something
The
back for
complete
them
corpse-
to be buried.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but I didn't finish what I was saying. It was my fault. I was correcting what I was saying. The corpse that was kind of next to the fallen shield is a complete corpse. For some reason, it was left alone. But the dismembered one, you can't find the head of it. It's gone. The skull's been taken. So what was it you said after that?
Oh, I was going to try to at least bring the heads back or something to be buried, or if there was bones or something. So
you're gonna do the investigation, the search?
I'm gonna search those bodies looking for their poppers.
Okay, so you search the bodies.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Should
Right,
have
everybody
doing,
who's got
medical
the
stuff?
search skill pit.
Investigation.
Investigation? Yeah, sorry, not search, but investigation. If you have investigation, please roll it.
18.
I do not.
Does Lorkris have investigation? No, so you're the only character with investigation. All right, so you're able to find, like I said, the gear that these folks were carrying was just just mediocre gear. It
Right.
looks like the main warrior of the party is this one that's fallen. The mutilated corpse was probably some sort of roguish type because of the studded leather armor that's kind of torn apart. And there's definitely char marks, and there's all kinds of signs of spell battle. From what you can tell, I'm gonna let Fern do a medical check on the two of them. Actually, and Lorkris, because you have medicine, right?
Nope.
What are your skills again?
My skills are athletics, insight, intimidation, nature, and religion.
Okay, perfect.
14.
For your medicine, and that's the skill you've now, the new skill, right? That you pipped. Okay, perfect. Yeah, 14 was good enough. I was setting it at a pretty low DC. Basically, you're just determining these two corpses are two males, and the report indicated. I guess I should tell you who you're looking for.
Well, I mean, you said they didn't provide a lot of information. There were no names.
No, they would have. You're searching for somebody. It's a search and rescue. They would have given you a description of them and their names.
Oh, okay.
I just forgot to write that down for you.
Do I find the poppers on these two?
You do.
Okay. So, Druid, did you have fun talking to the vulture?
Yes.
Maybe you'll have to talk to these owls too and see if they really are snooty.
They probably are.
So, the team that you're looking for, the main person that you're hoping to find that the sponsor is hoping to find. They obviously want the team found, but the main person that they're looking for is a female elven sorcerer named Liana Farsinger.
Okay.
There is also a female orc cleric, female half orc. No, not orc. Hang on. Female dwarven cleric named Gralaka. So Grolaka. There was a male human rogue named Cedric the Sneak, and a male human fighter named Sir Roderick. And this looks to be the two.
Ooh, they only took the females.
Yeah. No sign of the females.
Okay. All right, I grabbed the poppers. I asked Rylar, can you do your thing and see if any of them are wearing anything magical just in case?
He's like, oh, do my thing? I just, okay, I'm always doing that thing.
Is anything glowing on either of these two gentlemen?
No, just us.
Okay. All right. We should probably bury these guys.
For the folks watching, Rylar seems to have a special ability gifted to him by his
By his god.
as a cleric of goo. Goo gifted him. He's not actually a cleric. He thinks he is. For any new folks, he's technically a warlock of goo, warlock of the Great Old One. He calls himself a cleric of goo, and one of the gifts given to him is the ability to see anything that's magical. He basically, it's like he has detect magic on all the time. He also happens to see in the dark for a longer distance than is normal, and has some other secret, unique abilities that haven't really popped up yet, but might. Yeah. So.
All right, let's move forward and see if we can find these two females.
All right. So the at this point the vulture says that he kind of motions over to you to be like, he's filled his part of the bargain and he's picking at the corpse, but he's all like, there's nothing, there's not enough meat on the corpse and it's disgusting and old. Like he wouldn't want that. So.
Okay, Lorkris, can I have a little bit more of the jerky? But like a really good portion of it, because he is our friend. Thank you. I just go over. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. I go over to the vulture. And I just hand it to him.
It snatches it and throws down all of it and just it kind of nods at you and makes its vulture sound.
Can I try to pet him? On his little naked head.
It snaps at you. It's like, no, that's.
Oh, you're so cute.
Snaps at you going, no touchy, no touchy.
That's exactly what my bird does. Okay.
I love that movie.
What?
Emperor's New Groove.
Love that movie. No touchy. No touchy.
Oh, okay. I need to see that movie. Or did you make me watch it? I don't remember.
I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, David Spade did a really good job with Emperor Kuzco.
All right. So, he, of course, he motions the direction where you can keep going, and you can also, at this point, we can use our survival skill to try and track it.
Okay.
Looking around. Oh wow. Nice. Natural 18 plus 7, so 25 from Rylar. Rylar says, "Oh man, there was like 3 of these barefooted ladies here, I think."
Hold on. I got a 23.
You basically get the same. You didn't like. You knew there was a group of barefooted ladies. He was able to pinpoint specifically their weight and size of their feet, and he's like that. Yeah, there's definitely 3 of them, and
Oh, that's what our friend told us.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have you roll a history check.
Bubble,
After we share that information.
The fire burns
26.
in the cauldron.
All right, you remember some of your studies about witches, and that usually if there was more than 2 of them, it would constitute a coven. In which case, when you go into a coven's lair, it's going to be extra tough.
Based on the information you guys are sharing, we're dealing with a coven of witches here, which thank you, Philip, for reminding me that dealing with a coven of witches is going to be a lot harder. We've made it this far, Philip. Okay, you got to stop saying we're going to die. Okay, all right. So. We just got to be careful and really, really pay attention to what the 3 witches are doing.
Do witches not like sunshine or something?
I didn't hear. What was that question again?
He asked if witches don't like sunshine.
There's no, that's not a thing. I'm not trying to answer your question. Did you get my answer though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm sure witches know lots of really crazy spells.
Based on stories I've heard, yes.
Oh no, I am really scared. But we can do it.
mean, if any of the songs and tales that my former troupe have told me about witches, they can be pretty nasty.
So because of those rolls, you guys easily pick up a trail, a track. And
You think we should try to be sneaky?
well, based upon where you think we're at, where you and Rylar think we're at on the map, again, because of our survival check, it's going to take more than a couple hours. It'll be nighttime by the time you get to where you guys are wanting to go.
Okay.
So you have a choice. You can either run the risk of camping in this same spot where this other team was ambushed, or you can push on and try and get these witches in their coven at night. So either be ambushed or ambush them in their own territory. It's obviously each choice has risks and bonuses attached to it.
I think we take the fight to them.
Okay.
That seems
What do you
good,
think,
a
you
good
guys?
idea, Big Boss. What you think, Miss Ray?
I mean, it's always nice to get a little closer, see if we can observe, like we did with the hill giants, and then. But like I said, we got to be a little extra careful because these are magic users.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I recently learned how to dispel magic, so. Have Chonk. Chonk.
Rylar says, I can do that too.
Ooh, that's so good that we both know how to do it.
Yeah, but I can't do it. Remember, I for some reason, I'm not a very effective cleric, so I can only do a couple of spells per day. Well, short rest.
Well, we worry about doing your really cool spells, but if you happen to need it, you can do it. But I can dispel magic.
Okay, well, if you want, when we're in combat, what I do is, if you want, I'll reserve one spell always until one of you, if you all tell me to use it, then I'll use it.
Okay. Because I imagine that they probably have people like under control or something, and we're probably gonna have to dispel the magic and stuff. But it takes a lot of energy to do that kind of stuff.
If these mean nasty ladies are gonna cast kind of mind spells at us, won't they try and scare us too? What sort of protection spells should we prepare before? How should we prepare? Should we want to? Oh yeah, we should have planned that before now, huh?
He scratches his head.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for them to charm me and stuff. And I cannot be put to sleep by magic.
So Rylar's looking right at Lorkris when he asks that about the protection spells, since both Fern and Lorkris have protection spells, right?
None that are prepared.
Well,
However,
maybe we should come up with a different plan then. I don't know what sort of plan. I'm not the smart planner. I'm not sure I like the idea of sleeping next to these dead bodies and stuff, though.
I agree.
I mean, they were ambushed here, so.
Can I look at the magic that was cast at the bodies and stuff? Can I kind of tell what kind of spell it was?
No, I mean, you could, if you had Arcana, sorry. But it wouldn't actually make sense for your character to have Arcana knowledge.
But I can't tell if it was like, just looking at it, if it was like fire.
I mean, there's definitely some damage that's fire, but you don't know if that was from the witches or from the adventurers.
Okay.
Tell you what, I will let What you doing?
I'm trying to find my Bard College because the normal website that I use for it is down right now.
Oh, that's frustrating.
So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to find another.
I think it's in one of these books. If you can at least figure out what book it's in, you can pull it out. You can look at it in the book.
What is it again? What's your?
It's the College of the Dirge Singer, and then it has parentheses HB. So I don't know if HB is the book that it's in, but
We can.
College of the Dirge.
He's gonna Google it. So we'll let you roll. Since you rolled so well in the history check of witches,
HB?
you remember that
What's
a lot
that?
of witches, especially ones that spend time in swamps, are typically a type of. They're not just like. You remember enough about history to know that most witches aren't like evil people. They're just regular people that might have clerical. They might have herbalist abilities. They might have healing abilities. They might have magical abilities. But they're people who are kind of outcasts of society. But luckily, that has kind of changed a lot in the continent where you guys are from, and so they're not shunned. Like regular witches are appreciated people, but bog witches as a monster type, as an enemy of, are technically not even human. They're a type of fae, a type of evil fae creature. They're a corruption from the fae land, and they're called hags. And there are various types of hags.
So like a hag raven?
Well, Hagraven obviously is from Skyrim. That's a name that the folks who made the Elder Scrolls games, Bethesda, came up with to. Yeah.
That's what's my headcanon of that they look
your,
like.
Your headcanon, yeah. But in D&D terms, since you rolled so well, I'll tell. Did you find it yet?
Mm-mm. I think it's a homebrew that somebody came up with.
It's actually in a book. I've seen it because it's also on D&D Beyond. So,
But tell me what I know.
yeah. So you know that there are creatures called green hags, sea hags, and night hags. That's about the extent of your knowledge of hags, and well, it's based upon the extent of historical knowledge of hags. Hags are obviously a magical aberration from the Fey world. They're a corrupt, evil thing from the rare, dark, corrupted areas of the Feywild, and you know that of those three, night hags are the most dangerous, and they have quite a few magical abilities. But you also know that a protection from evil spell can be really useful against them. Sea hags have a horrific appearance, and green hags have some innate spell casting.
Dirge Singer's from 3.5, is that right?
What was that?
No.
No,
Dirge
it was
Singer.
a fifth ed. It was a fifth ed. Did we name it correctly, or was that the name that we came up with?
Because I found it for 3.5.
Appreciate everybody's patience here. That's frustrating that the website is down. It's called Dirge Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh. Wiki.servers have been hit by hackers. All traces lead to the Russian Federation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the site that I normally use.
Ah, I see. It was exploring everyone through the College of the Dirt Singer.
It's not that one either, because like all the other references to the College of the Dirge Singer that I found for 5th Ed are completely different from the one that I'm actually using.
And
Yeah,
you
so I think it's
never
the
wrote
3
down the stuff for it?
What is it? Liberis Mortis, the Book of Undead variant, page 43.
That's from 3.5, isn't it?
I mean, I remember what they do.
Oh, but they had a bunch of abilities for level ups too. That's frustrating.
No, I only get certain things from my Bard College at certain levels.
I found
I
it.
found
I
it
found
on
something, I think. College of
D&D
Dirge. Bonus cantrip. Haunted Eyes.
I think
is
it's
that
from-
one? Oh, that's not correct either. Then.
Nope.
Everon? Is that the book?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, but I'm not sure if that's the right
Ex-
one that she was using.
Yeah, exploring Everon. That's the 5e one at least.
I mean, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
What were you trying to look
continue
at?
forward. I was just wanting to read up on my abilities again.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's sort of important.
I mean, I know what the main one that I want to use does.
What?
The one where I can command somebody to take an extra attack and they can use their bardic inspiration damage. The one that I just got at 6th level. So don't worry about it. Let's just continue forward.
Check what I
Oh,
just sent in
she's-
Discord, see if that's what you're looking for.
Say again? Oh.
Go ahead and check our Discord thing. I found what looks like 3 like scan pages for
Our Discord thing?
Dirge
I'm not
Singer.
seeing anything in Discord except for hi Aries
Should
and
be.
everybody.
it's being our
No,
chat
that is not the right college.
biscuits. I tried.
Yeah, because I found
That's
this
your
one too.
Stephanie.
Okay. That's all I wrote.
Thank you, though. Seriously, Stormy, don't worry about it. Continue forward.
I mean, aren't we kind of stuck without you being able to?
My last Bard College ability I don't get until like 14th level, so.
So, okay. So do you remember what the ones that you have do?
Yes.
Okay.
The ones that I have are already applied to my skills and abilities. I was wanting to read up on the one that I just recently got. But
But do you know how it works or not?
yes, I know how it works.
Okay. It's not. We're having fun here. There's no need
I
to be
know.
frustrated. All right,
But still, it's like I've told you don't worry about it and let's move forward, so.
we are okay. So, what do you guys still haven't told me what you all want to do? Can you guys? Do you guys want to? You need to decide not just for him, but also for her and for you what spells. Well, you always have the same spells, don't
Yeah,
you? Okay.
I don't have to.
So it's
prepare
basically you're trying to decide if you want to rest, if you want to basically rest here, back out of the swamp and rest out there, rest for a night so you can prepare different spells that you think would be what you want to prepare for this type of fight.
So how long did it take us to get from when we met the vulture to where we are now?
About 6 hours.
So if we go 6 hours back, we pretty much lose half a day.
Well, it's 6 hours back,
Yeah.
rest, and then 6 hours that way. So yeah, more than
So-
basically you lose a whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have like the ability, like there is a spell that I can prepare for tomorrow, where I can bestow upon you the power of an eagle, and you can be way more charming, so they can't charm you.
The only thing is that for me, protection from good and evil is a concentration spell, and with me being up front, it's less likely to last long enough for it to be effective. That would be the only thing I would consider taking. Other than that, my spells are pretty much set to do what they need to do.
So if we rest here, we run the risk of them ambushing us. We go back and rest. We end up losing basically another day.
Or you could press on and
Or we could
take them
press
on the night.
on, take a chance with what you guys do have prepared for today, and see what we can do.
Yeah. I feel like we could do pretty well.
Yeah. I don't think, at least for Lorkris, doing the protection from good and evil, I don't think it's going to make a big enough impact, just considering it is concentration if I get hit.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Do you have any other spells that require concentration?
I do. The Searing Smites.
Can't wait till I get Banishing Smite. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I do have resistance. As a cantrip, touch one willing creature before the spell ends. Target can roll a d4 and add the number to one saving throw of its choice. It can roll the die before or after making the saving throw. The spell then ends. I have that one. And Spare the Dying. And Bane.
Those are all concentration spells?
Spare the Dying's not. Resistances. Oh no, but we did we house rule that resistance and guidance were no longer concentration?
Yeah, we did house rule that because it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did. That is true.
Then Bane and then my smites are the only things that I have that are concentration.
Your smites are going to be more useful than protection from good and evil, so.
Yeah.
What about you, Fern? What spells do you have prepped?
Well, I have, my healing spells. And, I have the Moonbeam and Pass Without the Trace, Spike Growth, I can still call lightning, but unless we go inside, then I can't call lightning. So that's a thing. I have this really cool thing where I can make an entire big wall of wind.
Ooh.
And, they would have to be pretty strong in order to, not get beat up by it. And I can also summon a little fake creature too. But a lot of my spells are concentration, so
Okay.
I have to be very, very careful.
Out of your whole spell repertoire, do you think you have anything that might be useful? I mean, I have Dispel Magic myself, so...
Oh, there's 3 of us that have Dispel Magic.
Yes.
Did I not?
Rylar's like, well, then I guess in a way we sort of have the protection spells just in revert, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know that I prepped it.
So, let's put it to a team vote. Who wants to go back 6 hours and rest? Okay. Who wants to stay here and rest?
I think we should just go forward.
Who wants to go
think we'll be
forward
okay.
and see what we can do?
Me! I do.
Rylar?
What?
You want to move forward and see what we can do? We're putting it to a team vote.
I wanted to have cupcakes.
You just had pie.
That was days ago.
We can't make cupcakes here.
Oh.
We have to make cupcakes when we get back.
Well, when it comes to these other kinds of decisions, I just do what you tell me to do.
Okay, we're going forward. Lead the way, Rylar and Fern.
Okay. So, based upon the map and your great rolls and everything, you think it'll take 3 to 4 hours to get there, which is the kind of the tough part, right? Because you want to gauge when you, because your pass without trace lasts an hour, correct?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the risk. Basically, there's a, you all think about it and you realize there's a chance that you get too close before you cast a spell, or not close enough, and then the spell runs out before you get to them. So, we will, as you travel through the spooky swamp, I'm gonna have a small percentage chance, since we rolled high on the tracking. There's a I wouldn't say small. It's less than medium and higher than small. There's a percentage chance that you guys either undershoot or overshoot it. All right, so you're at this point where you think it's time to cast the spell.
Okay. So I cast Pass Without Trace, you guys. So that's got to stay within 30 feet of me, okay?
Now, you guys were kind of already sticking close together because there were a few moments where folks got a little stuck, and because it's tough making your way through this nasty, disgusting bog. And then after a bit, I'm gonna actually, since you're going deeper in and it's getting rougher and rougher, I'm gonna have each of you roll me survival checks.
French toast.
So what did you get?
23.
14.
18.
Okay. So far so good. For the next hour, one more survival check. This is basically to avoid some of the, even with the help of Rylar and her, there are times when you might trip or get stuck in a mud, or
23.
23?
15.
Same. 18.
Okay. So far so good. You've made it well. And then with she and Rylar's great perception, we all spot a gator in the distance, pretty big one. But after we all kind of stop for a bit, and it just kind of lazily makes its way away.
Oh, I wanted to talk to it so bad.
All right. So now you go ahead and this is all, by the way, that was all before you cast your spell. Now you've cast your spell. We're moving closer to where we think their lair might be. And now you can actually see, because of where we come through the swamp, you can see certain moments where you see the mountains in the distance, because now we're coming towards the edge, and you can, we're really confident that we're getting close. If we'd gone too far west, we would have hit the beach, hit the ocean. But now we've kind of veered, and we're making our way towards the mountains, and they're looming, and they've created the shadow, and it's dark. It's as dark as night now as we travel. But I think all of us have vision, right? Oh,
Except
that's right.
for Lorkris.
Did you want to?
I'm going to cast Dark Vision on Lorkris.
And that's not something that can be cast as a ritual?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Is that a
That's
first level
another-
spell?
That's a second level.
Okay, so you had to use a second level. How long does it last?
8 hours.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. One more survival check for you and Rylar as you guys make your way the last leg deep into the swamp. Again, now you still hear a lot of creatures, but it's much grayer and darker and gloomier and the creatures we see like crows and ravens and vultures, and it's but they all kind of stay away, and it's kind of really spooky.
Love them.
All right, what'd you get?
23.
All right, Rylar got an 18. So between the two of you, he basically gives you a +2, which bumps you up to a 25. So you easily navigate the team. And sure enough, up in the distance, you see the glow of what's likely fire.
Are we still in our time of Pass Without a Trace?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
How much time do you think I have left on it?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Okay. So we see the glow of the fire and everything?
Time to draw it up, I guess.
Don't forget to make it bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Well, no, we're
yeah.
not there yet. I'll go.
Eric?
I'll switch to that map once it's time to actually roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm scared pee.
I know these trees are. Let me. Ow. Okay.
Stormy, we have been ditched.
I've been what? Oh, yeah. She went to the bathroom. I guess you know what.
No.
For Aries' sake, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the full screen because I know he likes to see it full screen when I draw it. So, even though we're not rolling initiative, oh, wrong one. Sorry. Even though we're not rolling initiative yet. What did I do with my pen? I've been ditched.
We've both been ditched.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the scary, scary bog. Oh, those must be boards.
Yes, they are. obviously there's not actually pine trees in a bog. Just imagine these are a line of thick kind of foliage.
It could be magical pine trees.
Is he really?
That was a while ago.
So I don't know if you can tell. Basically, the lines delineate land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so where you don't see the lines is like it's either like waist ankle deep, knee deep, waist deep water, or super thick mud. Mostly just kind of water. And these are boards that lead over to different little islands. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right, just to clarify what you're seeing here. This is a thick wooden cage. I'm using this as a cage, and I guess it's already she's standing or not. Looks like a nearly naked dwarven female is in this cage, right? And it's like I said, it's a wooden palisade style cage, wooden and iron. And this is one of those wrought iron. I guess I need to draw that part. Right there it is. Okay. One of those medieval round, it's like a hanging cage, those round.
Yeah, so like in Skyrim.
Huh?
Like in Skyrim when you're going through the dungeons and when Alduin attacks, there's those hanging cages with.
I don't remember that,
storm
but
cloaks
yeah,
in it.
basically any it's one of those medieval style cages where it's a hanging cage and someone's inside of it. You notice that there's a nearly naked human female who is hanging
Half elf
upside.
female?
Oh, she was an elf.
What did I say? What did I say just now?
You said human.
I'm sorry, elven female, hanging upside down. She doesn't appear to be moving or at all. This one seems to be stirring, like looking out, blank eyes. This one is not looking good. And more drawing.
Oh,
There's a hut. Basically a mud hut. There's a mud hut. Well, And there's a campfire here. And there's various other places where there's like wooden racks where meats and animals and carcasses and bones and stuff are hanging. And there's some definitely some human corpses. There's some corpses on pikes here. And yeah, creeping around the campfire, you see chewing on a human arm is this creepy, nasty looking whoa lady.
Hmm.
Got a very horrific
Ooh,
appearance.
that look.
Got a very very meth to meet you kind of look.
That was pretty funny. And she's got like basically like vines and moss and stuff dripping off of her. And then, but then elsewhere too, like coming just at the edge, looks like crouched down. You can see there's like a cauldron inside this one over here, and right at the edge. And she's like stirring the cauldron, and she looks like this.
Move it over into the center.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay.
But again,
Sort of
you see right now you see two, and you do see this other hut over here. It's kind of obscured by some bushes, this tree, but there's a third hut.
Right.
Because if you're actually all of you roll stealth checks because we're gonna make sure that they, you know, I mean you all have a big ass plus 10 bonus, so.
Ooh, 18 plus. Hold on.
All right, what'd you get?
Okay, 18.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, 18.
Now I believe since you're wearing the breastplate, it's not medium, it's light. It's medium, right? But you don't have disadvantage with the breastplate?
It's a medium armor. And I don't think medium armor gives you disadvantage.
Well, it depends on the medium armor. Some do and some don't.
Druid, what did you roll? An 18?
So it's a 36 total for my
What?
stealth check.
What'd you do? Roll a natural 20?
No, I got an 18, so it's 18 plus 8, and then plus the 10.
Mm-hmm.
26 plus 10.
Yes, 36.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got a 28,
24.
36, and he got a what?
24.
Rylar rolled a natural 20, so he had a 37.
Fuck yeah.
He's not normally so sneaky, but. So you guys are
He's
like
learning.
hanging out behind these kind of bushes and you know stuff. But yeah, that's the scene. You only see two of these, and they're kind of lazily whatever they're doing their thing. And then after waiting a little while longer, you all spot something creeping out of this one, looking around, comes out, grabs some meat off of that's hanging from her little thing and eats it, and then goes inside. This isn't exactly, like, technically speaking, I'm just showing you this. This is a but Like technically, this is not. This is as close as I can get. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna let you roll your history check, and yeah, I really don't think any other check would apply here. So.
I don't know anything with the 12.
But you're getting a bonus because you knew about hags to begin with. So basically, if I give you a +5 bonus from your great roll before, it gives you a total of 17, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're a little weirded out by this. Normally, covens of witches are all the same kind of hag. Excuse me, not witches, covens of hags. I know, again, we're back to, what witches, they're good witches and hags are not. Normally, green hags stick with green hags, sea hags stick with sea hags, and night hags stick with night hags. This is a coven of a night hag, a green hag, and a sea hag. And these are nasty by themselves. This one is a worse threat than the two of these.
Team huddle.
With my really good perception.
Team huddle. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me switch camera. With your really good reception, what?
Can I see a banner of a dripping bloody eye?
There's no banners hung anywhere. Nope.
Okay.
So, team. I'm whispering, by the way.
Obviously.
This is a really strange situation.
Do you do it right there, or do you ask everybody to pull back a little bit further?
Well, yeah, I ask everybody to pull back. This is a strange situation here. Normally, hags stick with their same kind. This is not what's happening in this instance. We have a night hag, a sea hag, and a green hag. Individually by themselves, they're really nasty to deal with. But we got all three of them together. I could see why the other team got taken out the way that they did.
So do you think we should try to get the other two out without having to fight? Or...
Just so you know, to make it clear, you feel like from looking at the poppers and the equipment that the other group had, they were definitely on a whole nother level lower than you guys. But this definitely looks like a challenge on par or stronger than the
Hill Giants?
Yeah, maybe on par with.
Because they're gonna also have range and stuff.
Yeah.
We are in the open.
I could lightning strike the heck out of them.
I think.
And I totally whispered that.
Grouping up on the largest threat first is smart.
You're talking about the night hag that's over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming again that you guys kind of backed off the map to have this huddle, right?
Yes.
So we'll just pretend that you're huddled and you're backed off the map. I will say that with the high perception of Fern and Rylar, while we're having our conversation, we notice this one eventually comes out and makes her way to where the other ones are at. And they start having a conversation with each other.
What? Can we hear what they're saying?
Not from where you're at now, but while we were having this conversation, we spot this, and so I assume that we stop our conversation and point this out. You and Ryan.
Guys, look, they're all together. I wonder if we can hear what they are saying.
You want to move closer?
Yeah, because what if they're going to split up or something? That would be very convenient.
All right, everybody roll stealth check one more time.
Ooh. But do we still have Pass Without a Trace on?
Yeah, you have about 10 minutes left.
Oh Oh no. Okay.
27.
23.
Okay, hold on. 9. 27.
Rylar got significantly less. I miscalculated last time. He didn't get a 37. I was thinking of a different ability of his. He's really crappy at stealth. But still, though, he got. I rolled a natural 20 for him before, so he at least got a 32 is what he got. This time he gets an 18. Luckily, that's still above their passive perception, and they're not looking for anybody right now. Excuse me.
So is that how far up we got with our stealth checks?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we hear them?
Yeah. They're talking. They're having a conversation.
With the language?
Huh? They're speaking in common.
Oh, okay.
I think. Let me double
Sorry.
check.
Carry on. With my really big ears.
Yeah, a sec. Let me double check.
The other question I have out of character is, are we going to be able to finish this fight in 30 minutes?
Oh, we're not going to have the fight tonight.
Oh.
No, the answer to that is absolutely not.
Yeah, this would be.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
so save this for next week.
they're speaking in common,
Oh, okay.
And they're
What
like,
are you saying?
what do you think? Do you think Mother will be happy if we, with what we have here? If I take another limb from that one over there?
and the other one's like,
No, you fool! If you take another limb, she'll probably die.
and then she's like,
Oh, damn it! She's so tasty. But Mother wants her for experiments. Oh, it's so frustrating doing what Mother wants.
and they're like,
Oh, I know, but she takes good care of us. We are becoming powerful. One day we will rule this island. We just must continue with the special rituals. Yes, the rituals. They will allow us to take control of the monstrous army. Yes.
one of them says,
You all are delusional. Mother's strong, but all she's trying to do is protect us. No, she's super strong. We will be able to take control. No, you all are stupid.
they start to argue a bit, but then they kind of,
And I...
There's a fourth.
Yeah.
There is a fourth.
So that's going to, if there's a fourth and she's more powerful than the others, it's going to put this challenge way above the hill giants.
just so you know, you had a glance at the book, knowing that you were going after bog witches, so you looked at them. Sea hags are only a challenge rating 2, based upon their, the MGA's rating. Green hags are a challenge rating 3, and night hags are a challenge rating 5 by themselves.
But we don't know what Mother's challenge rating is. Or what Mother is, actually.
That's true. We have no idea.
Totally think we can kill them. You guys? I think we can.
Gonna be a lot of
Do they look
magic coming
dexterous?
our way.
Well, keep in mind, they're not. You know that hags, from what you remember studying, that they're not your typical kind of spellcaster where they know lots of spells, right? They have innate spellcasting of a few types of spells. Typically, hags are scary because they're scary and they have some abilities. You find it interesting that because you snuck up on them, they're not normally hags try and pretend that they are friendly witches. They have the ability to change their shape so that they polymorph and look like an irregular kind of person. You know, usually like a half elf or an elf or a human, and they're beautiful and they you know try and trick people. But you guys were able to get up close on their lair thanks to your keen survivalist skills tracking to get to the right spot and casting the stealth. They never heard you coming, so you basically have a huge advantage on them right now. You know who they are, you know how many there are, and they're not in their tricky form, so they're not going to try and trick you. So it's just going to be a straight up assault style combat. But
I totally think that we can do this, you guys. I can like just quickly like give myself some temporary hit points and extra protection, and then I can, you know, then we can go up there and then I can cast the spell. And if they are too quick or something, then I can always just try to like.
You're whispering all that right now.
Huh?
You're whispering all that right now.
Oh,
Sure.
totally whispering.
I'm gonna have you roll another stealth check because that's a lot of conversation. Not you, just her.
No.
Uh-huh.
27.
Oh, okay. So apparently she's doing a really good job of yelling through like this.
We could totally do it.
There's a part of me that wants to hide in, what is it, the Night Witch or Night Hag or whatever?
So the Night Hag went over there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I want to hide in her hut, wait till she comes back and ambush the shit out of her. Like all of us just pile in and wait. Just get the drop on.
Rylar was all like, that's a clever idea.
But how are we going to make our way over there?
Yeah.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of deep water to cross over to there. It's sort of its own little island.
Oh, I have a spell for that. But it would be loud. And I don't have it prepared.
And I don't have it prepared.
You know what would have been really smart of me to do? Was to prepare the spell water walking. But no, I have to be dumb and totally not do that.
Yeah.
I just remembered that I have that.
I'm here, guys. But yeah, you can see where I'm at.
No, you're good. Yeah.
So,
Man, I'm annoyed with myself.
Yeah.
And it's a ritual. God. Dude. Dang.
So
That would have been so cool.
okay. So if we don't have a feasible way to get over there,
like if you came up this way, there's basically you'd be spotted no matter how stealthy you were.
yeah.
You could potentially you think it's possible that there might be a thinner spot right here. You'd have to wade through water that you think might be up to chest deep, but you're not sure. So there's that risk.
And you're in armor.
So is Rylar. Actually, he's in heavier armor than you are, but that's right though. You guys had it specially enhanced, so it's basically the same thing as your breastplate. It doesn't have disadvantage.
Yeah. Other than that, we just start going ham.
Could totally do it. I totally think we can do it, guys.
But you guys want to sneak up closer and see if we can get the drop on them?
I think it might be smarter to back up and try to get into that hut. Knock out that big old threat. 4 against 1, unknowing.
Well, we
Not
got
saying it's going to be easy.
some thunder near us.
Like actual thunder near you guys?
Yeah, real thunder. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Like dry thunder? Or is it like raining over there?
That's a good question.
Because dry thunder's terrifying.
Yeah, it's dry. Holy crap. not a bit of rain out there.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I think our best bet would be to get in there and ambush. Honestly. We take out that big threat first.
I mean, we could totally try. But I was a terrible, terrible player and I didn't prep.
So remember that when I say chest high, that's for your character, Lorkris.
I would be swimming.
I could carry you.
Ooh, we better wrap it up now.
Nice.
Holy crap!
I saw that flash.
Did you hear it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard the little rumble.
Oh, I did not.
So normally we like to say and chat with everybody. I think we better wrap it up before we lose power anyway.
Oh, that's a good point.
We'll chat for a little bit, just for a few seconds. Aries says he heard it.
Yeah.
So guys, wow, thank you. So that was kind of foreboding. The lightning. I'm going to say that in game the same thing happened. No rain, lots of clouds, no rain, but suddenly the dark cloud thunder, and even the witches look up, but they're not scared by it. They have evil grins on their faces.
Oh, and then Fern gets so much more excited because she's like, I'm gonna strike them with
Jesus, that
lightning."
was like right above us.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So guys, this is our cue to wrap it up. I'm so sorry that we can't stay longer. Aries, you're amazing. Brad, if you're still here, Salty Soul Rider, Dagoff, Master Dagoff, all you folks, Spud, everybody who's been hanging out, thank you for joining us this evening. And looks like the real life nature is kicking us off tonight. I just don't want any of my expensive ass gear, zapped. So yeah, we love you guys, and have a wonderful evening, and make sure you check out Fate's stream tomorrow night, and I'll be back on Monday night for Enderall.